Ano mga pinagsasabi ko bago magsimula ang podcast? Okay, so gawin muna natin ng mga spills. This podcast. Teka, magpapakita na muna ako. Pakita tayong dalawa. Yan. Okay, so this podcast is brought to you by Mutual Lux Cakes. Yan. We're still accepting orders. Cookies, cakes. Yan,
meron kayo?
Cakes. Yeah. Oh, tuloy pa rin yan. Yan, tapos yung naka-jar na yon, those are Bodinos. Just check out at hello.miucha on Instagram. That's at HELLO.MIUCCIA. To those who are just listening on Spotify, check it out on Instagram para makita nyo kung ano sinasabi ko. Yung monster cookies namin, halos kasing laki ng platito yan. Nakakain ka ba niyan?
Dude,
Ako,
I need to order that one. I need to order those. Kasi naghahanap kami ng cookies dito sa bahay.
Ay, bro, this is the best. I'm biased but it's true. Yun ang linya ko parati. And at partida pa, it's vegan.
Natikman ko na pare cookies nyo. Nakatikman ko na cookies nyo and I really, really like it.
Talaga? Oo nga. Nandito kayo, di ba? Tapos meron pang mini cookies eh. May mini cookies pa na naka-tub. Meron kaming tub na for cookies. Basta check out at hello.miuccia on Instagram and go get yourself some cookies. You deserve some happiness during these times in the lockdown era. Okay, so and also tomorrow pala I'm gonna have Dr. Rod Babaran of Ken, yung di ba? Ken, yung banda.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Si Doc Rod.
Oh, yung Doc.
Oh, mga banda
galing
na
sila.
Puro doktor. Oh, ang lupit nun. Doc Babaran is gonna join me. He is a true frontliner. So magpapakwento tayo ng mga kwento tungkol sa frontlines against COVID-19.
Uy, panoorin ko yan.
So, he's very smart guy. Ayun, yung I'm sure madami siyang kwento and he's quite an insightful dude. So I'm really excited for that. And these episodes, kung hanggang kailan matatapos ang lockdown era na to, all of my episodes during these days are dedicated pala to the frontliners. Hindi ako nakakapag-fundraising kasi hindi ako marunong eh. Kutsa baka biglang palpak yung fundraising ko. So, para, di ba? Tapos biglang, ewan ko maybe one day I'll figure it out if magtuloy-tuloy pa to. Pero for now, I could just dedicate the episodes. Kung ano mang mapag-usapan namin, sorry na lang. pero dedicated siya. Dedicated sa mga frontliners tong mga episodes ko. And yun. But,
wow. So, biglang na-pressure tuloy ako
So
tomorrow, wala akong sasabihin na yun ni medical.
Hindi, okay lang kasi nung nagmapuwa episodes kami, kulitan lang din kami ng kulitan eh. Basta what I'm saying is the frontliners, everyone, not just to those who are in the medical field, lahat ng mga people working to keep our society moving. Yun yung mga frontliners para sa akin. You are at the back of our minds. Yun, diba? Yun yan. Kapag naiisip pa, parang our thoughts are with you and we support you. And I hope maayos na natin to sabay-sabay. But for tonight, we have Gab Cabangon of KE.
What's up?
Alright, and we are going muna with, we're gonna cut to the OBB and then we're gonna be back. Diyan lang kayo. welcome to the Powerful Comics Man podcast. Yeah. What's up?
Powerful.
What's up, Gab? How are you holding up, man?
Hi. Alam mo, kahit COVID, busy pa rin eh.
Oo nga, no?
Parang hindi nagbago yun eh.
Pero kanina nasa ano ko eh, were you working kanina? Kasi nakita ko ito, nagla-live stream ka with the Philpop people. Parang yun yung nakita ko.
Yeah.
Diba?
Kasi yung like the last time I said nung I work at Philpop, so I'm still there.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos nag-announce kami ng Philpop Songwriting Festival. And then we wanted to engage with yung online audience namin, and we know na marami sang questions about the songwriting festival. That's why we did the Q&A plus kwentuhan sessions sa FB page namin. So yung mga gustong sumali sa songwriting festival, if they had questions about yung mechanics ng songwriting festival, they could ask it there, or kung naghahanap sila ng mga advice on how they should do yung mga songs, pwede rin naman. So it was good. First time namin actually Zoom parang yung Zoom webinar setup, tapos answer ng mga questions.
So tuloy pa rin ng Philpop despite the lockdown.
Actually, what we did this year, prior to the quarantine kasi, inisip na namin we wanted na the songwriting festival to lean towards a more digital approach. Mm-hmm. Kasi ang pang challenge sa amin nung mga higher ups, mga bossing ng Philpop, gusto nila makagawa kami ng gawa yung Philpop ng mga songs na not just win over the national audience but also the international audience. Mm-hmm. Kaya we went on a digital track for this songwriting festival, and then nagkataon COVID. So so we had to adjust everything na coordination done digitally. Tapos talagang i-maximize namin ngayon ng pag-promote via digital digital platforms, because at least kasi yung songwriting festival pwede mo siyang gawin na may social distancing involved eh. Kasi I don't even know kung kailan tayo magkakaroon ng vaccine. And yun, mahabang-habang usapan ang implications ng COVID sa music industry. Grabe. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's bad.
It is. I think alam ng ramdam ng lahat ng mga tao yan. Pero so, parang ang hirap lang nun, no? Kasi, syempre, ang typical na Philpop, yung buong duration would be, syempre, announcement, tapos yung syempre, gagawa muna sila, di ba? Magre-record sila, gagawa sila ng mga entries, unless may naka-ready na, di ba? Or, biglang, tapos merong selection process na ilang stages 'yon, 'di ba? Tapos yung mga na-select na first 24 ata, parang biglang magpe-perform sila ng live, 'di ba? Tapos paano 'yon?
Parang ganito yung naisip namin with so lahat ng submissions dapat online sa website ng Philpop. So doon ka mag-submit, tapos actually, ang pinakamalaking challenge for the songwriters is paano yung technology to record the demos. Oo. Kasi hindi naman necessarily ang hanap ng Philpop would be yung yung produced na record label levels of na recording. Ang hanap pa lang nila is demos, kasi by the time na umabot ka dun sa finals, ipoproduce ng partner label yung songs mo para maging yung of excellent quality. Mm-hmm. So kaya ang ginawa namin unang-una, unlike before, pumayag kami na pwede ka mag-submit ng recording mo through a video. Kasi di ba parang kanina prior to the show, we were talking about how phones sometimes have a better microphone and a better parang quality overall sa sound kapag nag-record ka. So dahil doon, parang pumayag kami, okay, you can submit videos this time. as long as it doesn't exceed a certain yung size in terms of yung file niya. And
Mhm.
then yung adjudication process niya, the judging process will be done digitally. So actually, one thing that I'm really happy about the Philpop this year is that we really wanted na to diversify talaga yung finalists. That's why yung mga songwriters will be competing in clusters. So may 5 clusters. The Mindanao cluster, Visayas cluster, North and South Luzon clusters, and tsaka yung Metro Manila clusters. So
Mhm.
magko-compete sila per cluster and then pipiliin yung top 3 per cluster. Tapos sila yung top 15 na maglalaban sa grand final. So maganda lang sa setup na yun kasi is that na it na-push namin yung na-push namin yung pag-promote ng regional music, hindi lang yung Metro Manila centric kind of music. And then at the same time, it gives us a more diverse lineup of songs rin. Kasi rin yung pag when you travel around the Philippines and listen to yung mga ibang mga yung mga songs and music ng ibang mga provinces,
Mhm.
iba-iba rin yung sensibilities nila and we want to get that one And it gives us more options when it comes to making parang breaking yung reaching out to the international market when the time comes na pag finals na.
Mhm.
So but everything will be done digitally. Kaya nga ang tagline namin for this year's music breaking borders kasi we want to break the borders of yung mga the limitations when it comes to music. Yung we want to be able to reach out to people. It can also mean yung parang breaking borders, breaking the traditional sounds of pop music.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
Kasi 'di ba I understand sometimes there is the criticism na yung pop music na lumalabas minsan sa Philpop is the old style of pop. So
Mhm.
we wanna explore na maybe we can find broaden yung Filipino pop and make it as competitive sana or yung hopefully it can be the starting ground of Filipino music to be as competitive as other forms of music worldwide.
Yeah. Teka, meron lang ako naisip.
Para
Teka,
yeah.
paano yan? So you're as per planning the event mismo.
Mhm.
Parang syempre you are right now, you are thinking about a setup na parang online. Paano kung biglang
Mhm.
na-lift na yung yung ECQ tapos biglang so magbabago kayo ng strategy.
No. Kasi what we have to understand is that with the ECQ, hindi naman ibig sabihin na wala na ang social distancing
Mhm.
People will be able to record kasi I think you can implement social distancing in a recording studio where compared. Pero yung mga original plans namin before, like mga live events and everything, I don't think that's gonna be happening anytime soon. Kasi habang walang vaccine for COVID-19 and habang social distancing will be the norm, mga live performances will really be limited or baka nga maging bawal talaga for the time being
Oh,
Kaya
okay.
nga yung if ever I mean kaya nga kami we're leaning more towards like yung grand finals online concert na lang yung parang alam mo yung WrestleMania yung
Talaga?
ginawa ng WWE
Oo.
parang is-stream mo na lang gano'n tapos perform sila in a theater tapos magso-social distancing kasi pero I mean if like let's say if there's a miracle na magkaroon ng gamot ng agad-agad and at the same time pwede na ang interaction ulit.
Mhm.
I mean, we can adjust naman the plan accordingly. Pero we're still leaning more towards the digital the digital direction because it fits rin our tagline for this year and our goals for this year.
Anong tagline ba?
Music breaking borders.
Yung music breaking borders
Uh,
pala. Okay. So
uh,
uh, parang kasi I think you are involved din at least yung group like yung si Miss Scarlett Brown dati. Parang a lot of
mm-hmm,
musicians are especially the veterans are involved in helping fellow musicians na nawala ng mga syempre walang racket eh. Ah, you yourself, 'di ba? Parang you and lalo na yung talagang ang bread and butter talaga would be performing,
Live
'di ba? 'Di
performances.
ba?
Yeah.
'Di ba? That is a great yung kumbaga parang nawalan nasisante ka talaga eh. 'Di ba? Yung
Mm.
isang trabaho na alam mo na sigurado ka na wala kang boss at least for the for kumbaga in the traditional sense of the word boss, 'di ba? Kasi ikaw yung kung ayaw mong puntahan yung gig, parang kung banda ka, kung hindi mo trip puntahan yung isang invitation, pwede mong hindian 'di ba? So bahala ka kung sino yung pagtatrabahuhan mo, kung saan ka tutugtog or not. Pero right
Mm.
now, biglang kasi lahat ng performance would require a mass gathering para may manood. Kahit 20 lang yan, kahit o 20,000, magkukumpul-kumpulan dapat para may manood at para may para kumita yung bar, 'di ba? Eh ngayon
Yeah.
sarado lahat ng venues. So are you aware ano yung mga kwento? I'm sure may mga kakilala ka na who really got hit bad by what's happened.
Well, syempre, kasi member ako ng OPM, di ba? Organisasyon ng Pilipinong Mga Awit. Syempre, a lot of yung mga contemporaries ko are mga full-time musicians and they're mostly dependent on mga live performances to, for their income. And since ang music industry, the live performances, is one of the most affected na industries by the COVID-19 situation. Actually, I've been attending mga online seminars and talks at saka I've been discussing with people yung implication from from various perspectives ng COVID-19. And I forget kung sino yung nagbigay, pero someone gave me like a diagram kung ano yung mga industriya na affected by COVID-19, and one of them was the music industry. Then the arts industry, rather, kasi hindi lang music even theater is actually affected. Kasi how are you gonna yung have live theater plays na na may social distancing. In fact, even sports kasama dun sa
No.
So I mean, hindi na ako lalayo sa like halimbawa yung like I have friends na musicians na parang ngayon they don't know what to do kasi parang ano nang gagawin, parang how am I going to earn or yung parang get through the month na there's zero income coming in. Yun. Tapos yung we feel it too in this household kasi I'm a musician. One of my jobs is a musician. Yung tatay ko is a musician. Syempre that affected yung it affects the livelihood. Yung nakaka-apekto talaga ng livelihood kasi it's the social distancing and the quarantine. Unfortunately, this is a virus na human to human yung transmission ng virus. Kaya it's really hard to implement yung to do live shows. So you understand it, pero at the same time, ang hirap talaga for the arts industry. Kaya like in our case sa band namin, we try to be active when it comes to helping out sa mga fundraisers. And naghalo-halo na actually mga fundraisers na sinalihan namin Some of them were about raising funds for to purchase mga PPEs for frontliners sa mga hospitals specifically. And then we also our other fundraisers were about raising funds para makabili ng mga groceries and food for the less fortunate communities. Like I remember I did this we call yung FB live gigs namin sa KE page the bedroom sets kasi literal nasa bedroom ako nagsiset parang conspi. Tapos kinikwento sa akin nung partner ko na yung beneficiary is sa San Isidro, and these were families na wala sila sa records ng barangay nila or yung walang records yung local government about them because they were relocated. So hindi
Okay.
naman na-process agad yung parang data nila. So they needed to raise funds para madalan sila ng pagkain and supply so that they'd last for at least a month. And then the other day naman, and then syempre yun, Save the Children. Then the other day naman, I was doing another FB Live gig. This time naman for yung mga orphan families na yung nawala yung mga breadwinners ng kanilang pamilya dahil kasi namatay dahil sa controversial na war on drugs and na-aggravate yung situation nila because of the COVID-19 situation. So, yun. So we try to help as much as we can. And even with OPM, we're raising funds for yung mga performing artists, yung mga performing singers kasi naapektuhan talaga yung trabaho nila. And it's not like I don't want to sound so pessimistic about it, pero it's not like we're really going back to the old normal eh. We are going to a new normal and I don't know how soon kaya mababalik natin ang mga yung certain practices that we had in a few months ago, considering na wala pang gamot for COVID, social distancing is the norm, and at the same time people are generally afraid and are afraid kasi ayaw naman nila nobody wants to get sick, and at the same time life is hard kasi ang dami talagang naapektong industriya from an economic standpoint alone. Kaya it's really not easy.
Yeah. At saka another thing about naisip ko lang, no? Another thing about those live online, what you call this, fundraisers. Sometimes hindi mo alam yung artist pala na that you're asking to do the fundraising. Yung performer mo is the one who needs help. 'Di ba? Kasi wala siyang trabaho eh, 'di ba? Parang you'll never kasi I think yung fundraiser sila yung let's say you are organizing a fundraiser na parang ganyan, online concert. Tapos yung performer na kinuha mo, wala rin palang pera, 'di ba? So, tapos and then they're expected to do it for free kasi fundraiser eh, diba?
Kaya nga rin in some ways, iba rin talaga yung bait ng mga people in the arts. Yung their willingness to share their talents just to hindi man lang just to parang promote their music just to spread good vibes or support an advocacy. Iba rin yung I guess siguro if someone is really into the arts, I'm not saying everybody, pero I guess when you're really in tune with the arts, mas nakakapag-empathize ka, I guess, with the with the situation of other people.
Yeah, and I suppose parang yung parang default na kabaitan ng isang tao talaga would be kung there are more people, there are people more needy than I am right now, 'di ba? So even if hindi ganun kaganda yung buhay ko, someone's got it worse than I do right now. So okay pa rin ako, 'di ba? Parang ganun.
Yeah.
Pero at what point, well, yun ang tanong kasi dito sa sa pandemic na to eh. At one point hanggang gaano katagal natin kayang kumapit and alam mo yun, nakatayo pa rin tayo na parang and not crumble. And it's really it's I don't know kasi may mga I've been following international news about COVID and there are some developments, although syempre right now it's still too early to tell kung totoo ba merong mga positive na parang okay, it's not yung mga it's not as bad as we thought in nung simula, which is a good thing kung totoo, 'di ba? Na sana ganun nga, pero you'll never know until kasi the thing is you're gonna risk going out and then paano kung mali pala, 'di ba? Maganda sanang isipin na tapos na nga, pero alam mo yun, it's very tricky situation right now.
Yeah. And I think it's
yung kumbaga parang mahirap mag-decide kung ikaw yung nandun, if you're the one who's in authority. I think it's very madali kang I don't know kasi I wouldn't want to be a president of any country right now. Sa totoo lang.
Oo,
Diba?
sakit sa ulo yun.
Diba? Kahit kasi, diba? Kasi everything, kung ano mang gawin mo, it could be, it could worsen the situation or it could, alam mo yun, parang fix the problem.
Make mm.
Pero, I don't know.
Pero
50-50 eh.
Ako kasi basic sa akin eh. For me, it all starts also with the transparency rin from your leadership when it comes to the information. Are you giving people the right information with regard to the situation? Or are you just confusing them? Tapos syempre, it really helps a lot if you have a concrete plan na maaga pa lang ginawa nyo na. That should have been your, that should have been your, that should have been yung, yung how it should have been done rather. Dapat meron talagang plano. And I attended this workshop regarding dun sa, the situation. And then, syempre, we really need to treat this issue as a healthcare problem. We can't solve it if we're limited to a certain perspective that doesn't answer the root cause of the problem. Kaya dapat a lot of the solutions that we should be doing dapat medical in
scientific
yung framework niya, scientific and medical in framework. In fact nga some have argued dapat nga it should be from a human rights standpoint nga na yung mga solutions natin, which I actually agree. Kasi if you've noticed, a lot of the countries who are handling the COVID-19 situation took on a healthcare and a human rights perspective on the issue. Like, halimbawa, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, pero yung Prime Minister or ng South Korea, tama ba ako, Prime Minister President sa South Korea?
I think Prime Minister. Pero anyway,
okay. But yeah, woman, yung pinaka if I yeah, she was actually she's actually a former human rights lawyer. So syempre may sabit rin sila along the way, pero bumawi rin sila when it came to the COVID-19 situation or how Taiwan handled the COVID-19 situation. Yung with the right information actually nga it's interesting how Vietnam has handled the COVID-19 situation if you think about it, kasi and when you're studying actually how they approach it, basic sa kanila yung transparency of information as well as yung they took the issue seriously from the very beginning so all of their yung approach nila to how on handling the situation was based on that kind of mindset. So malaking bagay talaga iyon. And in relation to what we were talking about a while ago, while gagawin ko ang lahat para like someone like me na I'll do my best to help out in what way I can and kung anong kaya ko. And I wish I could be I can do more, pero this is the best I can do at the moment. Pero talaga, totoo yung sinabi ni John Lloyd dun sa ni Bea Alonzo na
ano ba sabi niya?
Talaga parang it's really the government talaga yung dapat tulong lang yung sa private citizen, yung the people who should yung whose responsibility is to provide yung mga avenues for people na hindi sila magutom and that they last the night. Dapat they should be doing their jobs better.
Yeah, that's
kasi rin mabu-burn out mo rin talaga ang kasi what happens nga if like let's say wala na hindi na kayang tumulong ng tao. There's only so much you can do with charity
Teka, eto pala, correct natin, hindi pala babae yung sa South Korea. I was thinking of someone else. Baka dun sa Taiwan.
I think that was in Taiwan.
Yeah, so si Moon Jae-in is sa president. President yung
Ayun, president there. Stand corrected on that one. Yeah. So, I think yung iniisip ko sa Taiwan nga ata yun. Yeah.
Hanapin natin. Pero hindi ko nga alam, tingnan ko nga minsan maybe read up on what they did. Diba? Leader Taiwan.
Try mong basahin yung Forbes did this article on yung the countries that handled the COVID situation
Mm.
very well.
Ito yung sa Taiwan, si
Tapos,
Chang Ing-wen. Chai Ing-wen.
yeah,
Oh, yan. That's
yeah.
what I was
The, the,
thinking earlier kanina. Mm.
Yun, and makikita mo dun na yung the similarities to what they did. Tapos, syempre, yung headline ng Forbes na article was, they all have one thing in common. Their leader is a woman.
Oh.
So girl power.
Girl power. Well, yeah. Well, totoo naman. It's I don't know if it's, well, maybe siguro. Meron din sigurong factor yung pagiging babae kasi they're more, I don't know, kasi ang problema ko kasi hindi ko exactly know kung anong ginawa nilang steps, pero mas caring yung siguro ganun. Mas hindi.
Ako for me it's not so much the gender per se, but it's talaga it's really how they handled it from the very beginning, and it's really having the right framework and how to handle the situation. It starts with that one basic yun Tsaka they may empathy para sa tao. How they handle
that's what
how they handle the whole pandemic.
That's what I was talking about. Mas ewan ko, maybe it has something to do if you're gonna invoke yung, kasi sinabi na sa article kasi ang isang common denominator is that they're women, diba? So yun naisip ko. Maybe they're more mas sa mga more caring for the people. Yun yung mas unang priority, diba? I don't know. I would need to read up.
I don't know rin, pero ako rin. Admittedly, I also need to read up. Pero at least in this pandemic, it also, I mean, I don't want to say anything good happened after this kasi I don't think naman anything good happened after this. Parang we're just trying to compensate na lang with Pero at least this proves na any macho dude na thinking na women can't be good leaders. That's your case. That's your counter argument.
Well, that's definitely disproven. Well, I think wala talaga sa gender yon. I think it's more on political will talaga and the character ng leader. Kasi there could be women na I'm sure there had been women na terrible queens and terrible na doggers, diba?
Totoo naman.
Diba? So the same as men, meron din namang so I think it falls into character talaga kung ano yung priorities mo. And also kung anong klaseng era ka namuno, 'di ba? Kasi if you're
sa household namin, we were talking about at one point we were talking about leadership, and then one of the interesting things na pinag-usapan namin is you're a good leader when you know how to surround yourself with good people who advise you actually on the things na hindi mo na nakikita, and yung people who make you better. So I guess that's also one thing talaga na that these leaders who are handling the situation well. It's because also they surrounded themselves with with the right people who are going to advise them on how to handle the COVID-19 situation.
Yeah, recognizing your limits and knowing your weaknesses and strengths, diba? So that is definitely a part of being yung good leadership, diba? Kasi you can't do it all. Kasi doon pa lang sa maliit na let's say event na or isang grupo, tapos ikaw yung leader doon, tapos pag lumagpas na ng 10, ang hirap na ring i-manage di ba? Yung mga kailangan mong parang i-organize. Pag yung team mo lagpas na ng 10, parang ang gulo na nito di ba? Hindi na kayo nag-aaway-away na kayo, di ba? Lalo na kung
alam natin yan.
Oo nga dati sa lalo na kung ilan ang population ng Pilipinas ng buong mundo, 'di ba? Kahit city, 'di ba? It's I don't know. So you're gonna need to be able to relegate, hatiin mo yung mga trabaho, and also you have the skill, you need to have the skill to discern trustworthy people, 'di ba?
Mm.
Yun yung isang ano rin kasi pwede kang madaming magaling mang-uto eh, 'di ba? Pwede kang
Yeah. I think
maloko.
for me, believe ako sa tao na kayang kumuha ng team member na hindi niya ka-jive pero dahil kasi nare-recognize na may nakikita siyang
Yeah.
hindi niya necessarily makikita. I think that takes a lot of
You need
humility and great character actually
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do that.
That's true. Kasi well, you don't need to agree on everything naman eh. Pero kumbaga ibang usapan yung ibang flaws mo towards at least from what I perceive for the other person, yung mga flaws niya. Pero for what I need him to do it, dapat you should be able to parang separate yung ibang aspects ng isang tao
Yeah.
dun sa strengths niya, and be
Yeah.
able to trust. Pero importante yung pagiging trustworthy kasi
Oo.
yun yung ano eh, yun yung doon ka mapapasok kung leader ka eh, na nagtiwala ka sa isang taong hindi mo dapat pagkatiwalaan, and ang you, you're gonna pay a heavy price, both of you, 'di ba? Kasi doon na kasi pero yung halimbawa hindi kayo magkasundo pero kita mo may character siya, meron siyang buo yung may paninindigan kumbaga. Pwede mo you can still work with that person. I think I can still work
Yeah, I
with that
think
person.
that's yung compromising.
Yeah.
Yung compromising rin yung kung finding a middle ground between the two of you. Because don't get me wrong, I still think na chemistry is still important also, of course.
Yes.
Ano talaga, it's just really finding the right balance. Kasi mahirap rin naman yung may tao ka rin, may team member ka na wala nang ginawa kundi hindi yan yung lahat ng suggestions mo. That's also
Yeah.
problematic. It's really finding the right balance talaga when it
Yeah.
comes to these kinds of things, which is hard. Ang hirap.
Well, ang
It's hard
key
to,
ang key doon is you need to have the a good character as well. Na kaya niya,
yeah.
makikita niya sa na okay, hindi kami parehas kayo eh. You need to earn the respect of your people. 'Di ba? Kung okay, kasi kung nakukupalan ka sa kanya, malamang nakukupalan din siya sa kaya nga hindi kayo magkasundo eh. Pero the respect, okay, kupal to pero alam ko to. I know some people like that. Na parang I've worked with especially mga artists sa music at saka sa not much on music but more on dun sa arts, 'di ba? Parang
Yeah.
okay, hindi kami minsan hindi man kasi kung talagang you hate the guts of that person, talagang you hate him. Hindi mo talaga gustong makatrabaho 'yon. Pero parang kung meron kang isang tao na okay, medyo may ano to, I can compromise, 'di ba? Pero ang galing naman and I can rely, 'di ba? And that is a
Yeah.
skill na ano eh, na parang when you have that, I think hindi ka mawawalan ng trabaho. If people can recognize that you are dependable, 'di ba? Despite other flaws that you may have, if they can depend on you, then you are a strong candidate for any kind of work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we really need good leadership right now, especially now.
Yeah.
Hirap eh. I mean, it's really not easy. That's why yung parang I don't blame rin people who were lost actually in this situation.
What do you mean lost?
Parang yung alam mo yung na-immobilize na kasi parang shocks, ano na mangyayari sa akin, parang I can't go out, ganyan. Alam mo yung ganon, yung na-immobilize ka na parang yung tapos na de-depress ka na kasi parang every day you're just stuck here tapos you never know when things are gonna get better, yung mga ganon. blame people for feeling that way. Kaya nga, it's important talaga na we have good leadership and we have people na who should reach out to others. I never got to read the article, pero naalala ko na I think it was Inquirer, they posted something about na yung mga na talaga yung mga psychiatrists and psychologists will eventually become frontliners as well because of the COVID situation. Tumataas rin yung mga number of people are becoming depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are some people are trapped in hotels, 'di ba? Trapped somewhere na alam mo 'yun talagang in their little condo units, 'di ba? Yung mga condo ngayon, mga binebentang condo, mga 20 square meters ba? Oh, square meters naman. Mga 21, 18 square meters lang yata yung ibang condo. Hindi lang noon, 'di ba? Para kang manok.
Yeah.
'Di ba?
Tapos may mga communities rin na hindi naman sila conducive necessarily for quarantine, for a lockdown situation. So yun, kaya for me it's also important na you reach out to people, kamustahin lang sila kahit na sometimes it may seem annoying, pero it's also just showing na you're there. Kinakamusta mo and concerned ka lang for
That's very important. Actually, yun yung mga I've talked about depression here in the show several times. And most people na depressed parang usually they don't know how to communicate it na parang this is what I need. And it's also very hard for someone like me who has never been depressed to know kasi parang it's easy to to dismiss emotions that you've never felt. So that's why when I started understanding what depression really was, parang okay, parang it's very hard then, not for just the people who have it, but also for the people around them, yung mga family, mga close relationships. Kasi especially if they're not aware dun sa na ganito pala yung pinagdadaanan ng mahal nila sa buhay. And
that's true. If I have a friend actually who went through depression, and parang she was able to deal with yung kanyang situation, and sinabi niya sa akin, one of the things na nakatulong talaga sa kanya was yung kinakamusta ko lang siya. Nakikinig lang ako sa kanya.
Yeah.
And I guess talaga I'm not saying that's the cure, but it really helps when I guess it helps when you have somebody na to talk to na hindi necessarily who will tell you how to fix your problems, but rather makikinig lang sa'yo and iintindihin lang yung sitwasyon mo. And I think yun yung listening talaga. It starts
yung effort, yung sincerity, mararamdaman nila yung sincerity kasi I know some friends, I've kept up with a few list of friends who I know na parang may mga tendencies na ganyan. So pag naalala ko sila, sometimes magpo-post sila, may nakita akong post nila, I would message them, "Oy, kamusta?" ganyan. Out of the blue lang, mga ganyan. And well, siguro yung iba hindi ko na message. Kasi hindi mo rin kasi naman alam talaga yung iba na hindi mo who don't some people don't parang give out signals na meron talagang ganun not even open up parang alam mo parang pag halimbawa tinanong ka, sino sa tropa mo tingin mong may depression? May mga tropa ang hindi mo mayaano hindi yan, si Gerald, di yan, di depressed yan. Di ba? Parang, tapos hindi mo alam, sila pala yung
mga yan, di ba, yung high functioning depressed individuals. There really is such a thing yung you're functioning, you seemingly look normal, you're functioning properly. The next thing you know, meron pala silang clinical depression.
That's
And
why
ano
magugulat
talaga,
ka na lang, they're just gonna do something drastic. At worst, syempre,
uh,
they gotta take their own lives. And parang everybody's just shocked.
yeah. That's why sometimes in the KE page, we post like a screenshot ng tweet namin, like, and yung one of the tweets na nilagay namin, okay, in case meron ng kailangan makarinig nito, kamusta kayo?
Okay.
So, ayun. And then I shared it on my own on my personal page, and then yun, somebody reached out nangamusta and everything, and na-appreciate naman niya. So,
Mm-hmm.
yun, I mean, if anyone's listening here right now, if you need someone to talk to, pwede nyo naman kami message.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's it parang it's amazing how sincerity and how, I mean, a simple hi, you'll never
Makes a
know
difference.
yung difference na may bibigay nun to someone. And that's very cheap, 'di ba? Parang walang, it costs you nothing, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
But then again, if you don't know these things, parang it's still hard eh. It's still hard to parang doon naman papasok yung parang guilt nung mga maiiwan. Let's say somebody who took their own lives, na parang,
Yeah.
I should have known, I should have ganito. Kasi
Tapos,
yun yung ano eh, yun yung isang yung mga meron akong nabasa or na panood, whatever, ang talking about the people who were left, let's say the mom of somebody, of a kid who took
mm-hmm.
her own life. Tapos parang yung the perennial, at saka parang yung the question that will bug you for the rest of your life is gonna be parang, how did I not know? 'Di ba? Bakit hindi ko
Yeah.
nalaman 'yon, and bakit, what could I have done? 'Di ba? At saka 'di ba, paano, and of course parang ang kasunod niya diyan is self-blaming. You're gonna blame
Yeah.
yourself para
Ang hirap
ayun.
rin.
It's a cruel thing na nangyayari, yung depression, and it's just the relationships that are broken and destroyed because people don't understand each other, and ang root pala is depression. It's staggering. You can just imagine, di ba?
No, tapos mas mahirap pa yung if like yung it's being explained to you pero ganito ka, yung you don't wanna understand the situation. Ganito lang yung ang kitid na yun. That's why I don't like it when kunwari when someone's trying to voice out yung depression niya, and then somebody says kunwari na kulang ka sa Diyos sa dasal. That's very unfair.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Listen muna and help the person without making a judgment.
Yeah.
Kasi naman, yun yung mahirap eh. Tapos speaking of which, pero grabe ang hirap if like let's say nagpaalam yung tao pero hindi siya nag-iwan ng note.
Oo.
Grabe yun
okay. Di
yung
mo alam talaga.
kung pag halimbawa, yung di mo you live for the rest of your life, never really, parang only speculating but never really knowing. Sad.
Yeah.
Grabe. So again, if
that's gonna hover for the rest of your life, di ba? Parang, oh shit.
Grabe.
Mga what ifs, and that's torture, di ba?
Oh, grabe.
Torture
I can't imagine.
Hey, little bro, pool. What you guys talking about? Anyway, so, well, that's the thing.
Ang bigat
Oo nga. Pero it's a very tricky parang like I said, it's very cruel talaga, na parang it's very unfair to everyone involved, not just to everyone nga eh, hindi lang dun sa pinakamang tao may depression.
Kaya nga again kamustahin nyo ang mga kakilala nyo.
And also
Yeah.
I wish a more, I don't know if the research is still ongoing din kasi
I think
I
it is kasi
oh, 'di
it's
ba?
still ano eh.
Wala pang definitive na verdict ata. Yung ibang mga psychologists nagtatalo-talo pa rin eh. So,
Yeah, tsaka ano rin eh, laking ba, parang it's only recent rin naman na ano eh, na there is more openness to understanding clinical depression right now eh.
mm,
Kaya, yun, I don't wanna speak like I'm an expert, pero ayun, if yung parang from casual reading pa lang, it's really multifactorial talaga.
yeah.
Iba-iba talaga yung ano niya. Pero yun, again, like, ano, it makes a difference, I guess, when
Well,
you genuinely reach out to somebody.
information talaga is yun ang kailangan. Yun ang pinaka-importanting maibigay ng ano yan, to the public. And kasi
Yeah,
like you said kanina, madami pa ring mga tao na may ano eh, may stigma.
judgments.
Oh,
Or,
at saka merong well, basically uninformed about the whole thing. And
mm,
parang I kasi most of the time yung mga tao na nagsasabi na hindi wala lang yan, parang man up, or you parang mag-ano ka,
get
parang
over it.
snap out of it, 'di ba? Mga ganyan. Parang kaya mo 'yan, 'di
Mm-hmm.
ba? Hindi wala sa iyo 'yan, parang ganyan. Uh, I think all of those people mean well. Lahat 'yun kasi pag nakita mo yung kaibigan mo na dati ang saya-saya, tropa, 'di ba? Tapos biglang made-depressed. You would want to have your old friend back eh. The fun, parang yung tawag doon, yung basta madaling hatakin, 'di ba,
Yeah.
na tropa. Tapos biglang nagbago ang nangyari sa iyo. 'Di ba? 'Di ba? Tapos
Mm.
wala kang alam, wala kang idea kung anong na pinagdadaanan niya, and the person himself don't know how to communicate what's going on, 'di ba? So nandun yung mga problema eh. So hanggang sa magkapikunan na lang sila, 'di ba? And like I said kanina, relationships will be broken, and it's very
Yeah.
sad.
Mm-mm.
Yun, ang bigat ng
Grabe.
pinag-uusapan natin. Di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Hindi natin
Bigat
kaya.
COVID.
Oo.
Eh, kasi ano eh, COVID eh.
Oo nga eh.
Yeah.
Kasi
Yeah. It's,
connected din naman kasi sa COVID yun. Kasi
yeah, it
yung
is.
di ba? Can you imagine if you're depressed right now and you were parang stuck in the 44th floor of a condo na ang liit lang, 'di ba? Tapos wala ka ng pera, hindi mo mapuntahan yung mga kaibigan mo,
So, wala kang kausap.
Oo, 'di ba? Tapos lahat ng mga napapraning ka na. Well, those are the
Yeah.
yun ang isang ano eh, unintended na mga
Consequences.
consequences ng lockdown. 'Di ba? Kasi hindi siya, if you're gonna parang aside from the economic na mga
Implication.
kumbaga, wala basically ang ekonomiya ng buong mundo ano eh, bagsak lahat eh, 'di ba? So aside from that,
Oh,
pero what are you gonna do? You're gonna risk infecting potentially millions of people. 'Di ba? That's why
yeah.
it's such a tricky situation eh. Na hindi mo
Oh,
alam.
that's why you really have to hold yung leadership accountable talaga for yung ano eh, the situation rin. Kasi ano talaga eh, there were a lot of, parang if you trace back yung how this was handled, there really are a lot of missteps
Yeah.
to the handling of the COVID-19. And right now, all we're doing is naghahabol tayo.
And
That's what we're doing right now.
I think we are depending too much on
The generosity of
no in yung ano eh, yung information kasi.
resilience.
No, yung information, yung mga steps na ginagawa ng government. Let's just talk about the Philippines. Parang ang
Mm.
government kasi sa atin parang ang pinag-anuhan nila is I don't know I don't know. Maybe we can ask somebody kung saan nila nakukuha yung yung mga decisions ng gobyerno. Kasi yung sa WHO, yung World Health Organization, parang
Mm.
parang people are saying it's compromised by the Chinese na eh. That yung mga Chinese meron silang mga tao
Yeah,
doon and they covered up for
kasi yung
China,
ano eh,
'di ba?
yeah, kasi people are getting frustrated with WHO because they don't hold China accountable enough for the situation. And when in fact, you really should hold the Chinese government in particular,
Of
just to
course.
be clear.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't want to be racist, judge all Chinese. That's wrong. Pero I do want to hold the Chinese government accountable talaga for how they handle the situation.
Yeah.
Kasi
It's
among
well
other
see.
things, you already knew that there was a COVID-19 nung December, and ang una
Yeah.
yung reaction to it was to cover it up.
Yeah. Yun kasi they're so what ang ang tingin ko sa Chinese government kasi is they are so protective of their image. Gusto nila that they are the best, that they are so competent, that they rival the US dun sa pagiging or not even rival na parang mas lamang pa sila. That they are the world leader in terms of lahat ng technology, medicine, lahat na. And then ang gagawin mo, so if that is your goal, hindi ko lang maintindihan sa kanila. When you find out that there's a potential ano mo, pandemic, mayroong bagong virus that could potentially ravage the
Yeah.
the whole world basically.
Oh.
And then ang
Mm.
kumbaga parang 'di ba parang gusto mo okay, may virus, may bagong virus but we're taking parang parang we're handling it. Don't worry, parang these are the information. So in case na makawala to, ganito ang gagawin natin. They're gonna lead the way, 'di ba? But their first instinct just to protect their image is to cover it up eh. Sa hindi kami yan. 'Di ba?
You
Tapos
know, that's
talaga.
not the first time though a country has done that. Like, alala ko yung when I watched Chernobyl.
Oo.
So, yung situation in Chernobyl, ganun rin eh. Their initial reaction to it was to try to cover up the nuclear explosion until umabot sa point na they couldn't cover it up and inamin na nila na there really was a nuclear accident na nangyari sa
No.
Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Hassle. Ang laking
So,
hassle. Well, I think
mm-mm.
kung ako lang masusunod, dapat may reparations na singilin natin ng reparations ang China eh. 'Di ba? Kung ako lang
Well, ako
it's really yung devastation na kinos nila. And not just that, not just in the economy, the lives that were lost just because they withheld vital information during the most crucial times. And
oh,
that is for me, alam mo, during these days, 'di ba, you're gonna hear about conspiracy theories na alam mo 'yun, kung ano parang sometimes parang yung isa doon parang they're weaponizing it, 'di ba? Parang ganun, 'di ba?
yeah, and it's hard rin to find, parang it it's not helping the Chinese government is filtering information in the sense na it's feeding on the conspiracy theories kasi you don't even know na anymore ano na ba ang totoo
Oo
hindi.
nga. Yeah. Totoo. Ano siya eh. Tapos meron yung mga reports, there are reports that they are hiring trolls to kasi ito yung isang I think officially this would I would classify this as conspiracy theory pero I think they have found evidence na ito nga yung case na parang they deliberately spread wrong information prior para ma-disable or at least mag-cause
Well,
ng malaking damage sa mga
Well,
sa ibang bansa.
ngayon yung nasa public, well, yung mga nire-report na mga news is that um, yung China is creating this propaganda na hindi necessarily sa kanila galing
Yeah,
yung
galing.
COVID-19, and at the same time na parang ang positioning nila ngayon is that they are yung matulungin na bansa, that they're helping out yung lahat ng mga natamaan ng COVID-19,
Yeah.
and yung they're trying to shift the narrative right now.
Yeah,
Pero
and
ako, I really think they should be held accountable for the lives lost.
ang isang advantage kasi ng China, wala they're authoritarian eh. Parang unlike dito sa atin, unlike sa US, lalo na.
Mm.
Sa US kasi ngayon nagpo-protesta na sila na parang hindi niyo kami pwedeng ilak sa mga bahay namin, ganyan. Yung may mga tao doon, 'di ba, nagpo-protesta ng ganun. Sa China hindi mo pwedeng
Pero
gawin.
yun.
sa
Pero
China
sa
hindi mo
US
pwedeng
kasi
gawin 'yun.
ang tindi kasi ng misinformation coming from Trump eh. Grabe. Yung the way rin niya minimisinform yung public about the situation, hindi rin nakakatulong eh. That's why rin nagiging mas um, reckless ang American public when it comes to the COVID-19 situation eh.
Well,
Tapos, yun.
well, there's
Ang
that.
laking bagay nun eh.
Pero my point is sa China kasi they could literally shut down your front door. Iwe-welding nila 'yon.
Okay.
'Di ba? Kumbaga parang magrereklamo ka, naka-welding ka ngayon sa bahay mo. 'Di ba? Hindi mo
Well,
kasi
yeah.
they're so, and nobody's gonna bat an eyelash because dahil doon. Well, of course, hindi sila, there's gonna be resistance, pero the government has the power to suppress anyone. Sa atin, hindi mo pwedeng gawin 'yun eh. 'Di ba? At least hindi pa.
Ako daw kasi the reason why I don't necessarily agree na if you're I get the logic na pag authoritarian institution ka na it's easier to control people.
Mm-hmm.
Pero I don't think naman na just because you're a democratic country or a social democratic country, na na it would be difficult to manage rin yung mga tao, kasi like some of the countries naman kasi na were able to handle the situation are not authoritarian in nature. In fact, some can argue na because of the some of the authoritarian leaders nga, sila nga yung a lot of them mishandled the COVID-19 situation, yung mga populist authoritarian.
Yeah.
Pero I understand rin yung the argument na yung it's easier to control people in yung parang in the system na like China has.
Mm-hmm.
Pero again, for me, that because you have naman countries na hindi naman ganun ang system and still were able to handle the situation, handle the COVID-19 pandemic effectively. Yung kaya parang hindi siya sa akin absolute in the sense, yung yung argument na yun. Pero yeah, I do get the point.
But ang isang thing pa about that is if it is true na parang China is weaponizing the pandemic, the virus in not in na parang hindi proactively, well, although they don't need to naman already at this point to parang spread it pa further, magput ng effort, 'di ba? Kasi they already did. Yung advantage nila is that they have supreme, kumbaga yung authoritarian nature ng government nila. That is their advantage compared to other to western style na governments who would na hindi pwedeng basta-basta, kumbaga dissent from people are also recognized, 'di ba? Na parang hindi mo pwedeng i-welding na lang yung front door namin, 'di ba? And ang mangyayari doon is that was yung China would be able to, kasi let's say the government finds out that this, let's say, housing project, isang building, meron doon If they just weld it out, dun sa welding lang nila yon, tapunan lang nila ng pagkain every now and then, pwede nilang mapatigil yung yung pagkalat talaga ng virus. As ibang countries, kasi sooner or later, like sa US, ngayon pa lang, nakakaisang buwan pa lang silang naka-lockdown or 2 buwan. Gusto na nilang umalis, 'di ba? Gusto na nilang mag-party. so
Magpa-haircut.
no, 'di ba? So ngayon ang gagawin nila, kumbaga magkakaroon ng ng internal conflict lalo dun sa mga ibang bansa, and China would not gonna have that problem, 'di ba? So they're just para okay lang kami, parang 'di ba? So, kasi nga authoritarian sila.
Yeah, gets ko dun from that angle. Pero overall for me I guess parang the best case study on the handling would be really, I should read on that one more. Taiwan. Yun talaga.
No, tingnan natin.
Yun yung
Why not look at it right now? Tingnan natin.
Yeah.
May bang ginawa ng Taiwan response.
Kasi alam ko this isn't the first time rin nagkaroon sila ng situation na SARS eh. Kasi di ba COVID is parang kapatid niya yung SARS.
Oo.
So, they got it before. So, because of that incident na years ago, natuto sila from that situation.
Ito, lessons from Taiwan's response. Let's check it out. So this is Researching with the Powerful Comics Men podcast with me and Gab Cabangon of KE.
Yun.
Ito, tingnan natin. Nakikita mo ba? Naka-screen
share. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it. Timely, yeah, what I'm saying kanina, transparency.
Transparency emphasized by Taiwanese experts in AIM webinar. Ano yung AIM?
Asian Institute of Management ata.
School yun eh, di ba? Teka.
Yeah, pero rin kasi AIM also has mga yung hindi lang limited to business management, yung management courses nila.
Learning from difficulties and losses experienced during SARS outbreak of 2003, Taiwan was seen by the global community taking the COVID-19 outbreak very seriously by ramping up domestic face mask production. Okay, so meron silang means to produce face masks and utilizing digital technology among other measures. With 429 cases and only 6 deaths as of April 27, 6 deaths pa lang. Wow. Wow. Taiwan has
alam ko sophisticated rin yung contact tracing nila eh.
Taiwan has become one of the countries. Teka. Tingnan pa natin. Hindi, walang bullet points. Taipei strategy. Okay. Sharing experiences on local scale. Tai Chu-Chu, spokesperson of the Taipei city government, finds it very beneficial for other countries to learn from experiences of Taiwan. If we want to recover, hindi na ako marunong magbasa. If we want to recover our normal life and to enjoy our economic growth, we should walk together. We are on the same boat. Mr. Chow said, emphasizing that experience sharing and learning is important to strengthen the capability of the world fight against this vicious virus. Ano yung mga ibang strategies? And we're reading from Business World Online, by the way. What else? Hanap tayo ng ibang article. Ang dami eh.
yung bullet points.
Oo nga eh. Ang hirap basahin nun eh. Teka, hanap tayo. Dito from Jam.
Ito.
Hindi ko alam yan. Ayaw ko yan. Jama na.
Ito, send ko yung link sa'yo. Yung from Atlantic, very general lang rin, but I think this might make it easier.
Okay.
Yan, nasa mo.
Okay. It's open. Lessons from Taiwan's experience. This is from Atlantic Council. Okay. So, lesson 1.
Na.
Mm, effective government-led public-private collaboration. Ano kaya yung public-private collaboration na yun? The battle against COVID-19 is just beginning. Around the world, countries have only limited sources for epidemic, yada yada. Teka, hanap tayo. Oops, ano yun? Ito,
Sorry,
meron,
that was mine.
may infographic kaso, Taiwanese. Hindi natin
Di tayo.
mababasa.
Oo.
In Taiwan, in accordance with the Communicable Disease Control Act, an open and transparent epidemic information platform was established through the Central Epidemic Situation Command Center. Starting on January 23, January 23 pa lang, mayroon na sila. A daily press conference was held to explain the epidemic situation. Yun! 'Di ba? 23 pa lang, pinag-uusapan na nila. 'Di ba?
Yun.
May daily press conference na. Sa atin, kailan nangyari yun? Kailan nang nagsimula yung mga painom ni Duterte?
Late March.
Late March na, di ba?
Late March, April, ganun. Yeah.
Tapos sa kanila, January 23 pa lang. Okay, pero, okay. By that time yata, dyan pa lang nag-close Kailan sila nag-close ng border? January 20, mga ganyan yata nag-close ang US from nag-travel ban from China. Yun yata. January 23 may daily press con na sila. Baka dito nakalagay.
Kasi tayo alam ko mga February tayo or late January parang nung nag-declare na yung WHO na dapat mag-close borders, ayaw natin, and then biglang nagkaroon tayo ng confirmed case, and then that's when we decided na close borders.
Yeah.
Na temporary ban. Tapos ang pangit ng timing kasi by that time Chinese New Year, so ang daming nagsidatingan na gano'n, daming bumiyahe na potentially na had COVID.
At saka sa China, tinuloy pa rin nila yung Chinese New Year celebrations nila 'Di ba? Alam na nila Alam na nila na ganyan na yung situation. 'Di ba? Tinuloy pa rin nila yung ano bang ginagawa nila doon? Mga ceremonies nila doon.
Ako, I'm not really familiar with the Chinese New Year. Ako, parang every time na may Chinese New Year, the only thing na naisip ko is
Tikoy.
Naalala ko doon would be Tikoy.
Oo nga
Yun lang ang naalala ko doon.
Well, I think kasi may mga yung Chinese New Year, there would be tourists. Meron silang isang place na na pinaggagawa. Sa Wuhan yata I don't know, I'm not sure, pero I think it's in Wuhan. Exactly. Tapos nandun yung tinuloy nila yung yung mga festivities nila. And you could just imagine how many tourists were there na hindi talaga taga China and flew back home. And ayun, nagbaon na sila. So tingnan natin. May infographic kaso Taiwanese Teka, ano pa?
Yeah.
Lesson 2. Okay. Integration integration of the mass media. Of mass media pala. Taiwan.
Yan yung problema sa atin We don't do that. We don't do a good enough job with the integration of mass media sa atin. In fact, inaaway.
Paano integration kaya to?
This is most likely yung parang you're giving the media yung mga necessary information na kailangan nila para they could report it accordingly sa public. Kasi sa atin kasi the dissemination to the media medyo let's not talk about yung how si Duterte communicates to the public. Yeah. Tapos no comment on that one. Pero ayun, yung I think to be fair naman though, later on the IATF was kind of doing a little better when it came to informing rin yung media natin. Pero I think they could be doing more when it comes to giving the necessary communication. Kasi there are still people na who don't take the situation very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Na feeling nila na that the COVID-19 parang we're overreacting to it.
Yeah. Okay. Teka, basahin natin
Mga
to.
ganun pa rin eh.
Okay. Taiwan has a solid information and communications infrastructure. During the epidemic, the Taiwanese government actively cooperated with private media companies to regularly broadcast basic preventive knowledge, such as washing hands and wearing masks. Siguro ito is one of the graphics that they sent. So siguro itong mga from their official government side siguro to. Yeah, official name-based mask rationing system website. Mayroon silang mask rationing system.
Galing, di ba?
No. Okay.
Tapos rin yung one of the dahil dun sa rin nila, yung experience with SARS, alam ko what they did is they made a shift rin dun sa lifestyle nila na talagang they made it na a practice talaga sa life nila to wear masks when going out in public. Kaya I think that's one of the lessons, yung alternative social etiquettes and lifestyle changes.
Okay. Anong sabi dito? Societies in Europe and North America did not experience the severe SARS epidemic in 2003 and therefore are still learning how to respond to severe public health crisis. So tinamaan ng Taiwan dati.
Okay. In 2003.
2003. So meron silang experience about it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yun yung
To begin, the public must first overcome their misconception of COVID-19. Yun ang pinaka-importante kasi knowing is half the battle already eh. Kung alam mo na, kumbaga parang winning half the battle pala. Kasi alam mo na eh kung ano yung kaaway mo eh, 'di ba? To begin with, the public must first overcome their misconception of COVID-19 as a more serious version of the seasonal flu. So merong misconception na mas serious version ng flu ang COVID-19? At mali yun?
Kasi di ba before hindi kasi before di ba parang ang akala ng mga tao na you transmit COVID through yung ubo or sipon, pero it's more of human contact talaga. Yun talaga yun. So yun, pero it does help halimbawa if yung may face mask ka kasi it's the droplets rin sa ubo mo na ata. If I could be wrong parang it's the droplets sa ubo mo ata yung nakakahawa. That's why importante rin yung nagmamask.
No, dun pumapasok
tapos,
yung virus. Okay.
Ayun, so it's really a lot of things, no? Grabe.
Ano yung new concepts? Teka. In addition to promoting new concepts of social distancing and self-quarantine, Western society's habit of shaking hands, hugging and kissing cheeks during interpersonal communication has also gradually changed and has been replaced by other alternative methods such as touching the elbow or nodding. It is still necessary for the government to make more public announcements going beyond orders to avoid unessential gatherings of travel. Okay. Which is sikuhan na lang ganun. Pero parang di ba? Well, yun kaya, do you think wala nang hugging pagkatapos nito? Parang ba?
Ako, it's hard kasi halimbawa in Filipino culture, napaka-social nating tao eh. I mean, even our language, kapit bahay, kasama, kaibigan. So, it's in our culture talaga to socialize. So, ang hirap talaga from our end to it's not easy to do social distancing. And don't forget, we are relational beings. So, kaya it's not easy to do social distancing talaga.
It is.
Pero Pero sana nga sana lang talaga na yung na magkaroon na if ever ng vaccine for COVID-19 soon so that yung we prevent para I think that will really flatten the curve.
Yeah. Ayun talaga. Ito, lesson 4, identification and clarification of misinformation and disinformation. In the era of social media, the government must gain public trust with transparent information and continue to provide clear and decisive guidance. However, the fear and anxiety surrounding COVID-19 may also help the circulation of misinformation and disinformation, creating unnecessary panic in society. This issue has become a critical challenges for all countries. Therefore, the
Oo.
government's ability to respond quickly to misinformation and disinformation is as important as proactively publishing information themselves. Oh, 'di ba? Meron silang meme center,
Yung
meme engineer.
fact check center.
In order to prevent the transmission of misinformation and disinformation, Taiwan has established the Taiwan Fact Check Center, and each department currently has a meme engineering team when it discovers misinformation or disinformation online. The team will verify within 60 minutes and clarify it to the public immediately. These measures can prevent unnecessary panic and anxiety during the epidemic prevention method. Okay. Well, basically information talaga yung pananlaban nila. Proper
So
yung
told
correct
you yun talaga yan
correct information and dispelling misinformation and fighting yun kasi meron ngang reports about the Chinese isa sa target nila is Taiwan kasi Taiwan is meron silang political na kaaway ng China ang Taiwan kasi the Chinese still insist that Taiwan is a province of theirs.
A rogue province.
Diba? Oo, 'di ba? Meron ngang kaya wala akong tiwala or malaki ang nabawa sa tiwala ko sa WHO. I think they're working for China's interest kasi. There was an interview the WHO president or whatever, basta mataas na tao doon sa WHO.
I think I know what you're referring to.
He was asked about Taiwan's response, ganyan. Tapos ang sagot niya, hindi niya sinagot direkta. Nung narinig niya yung tanong, parang he pretended na nasira yung signal. Tapos binaba niya yung phone, parang ganun yung sinasabi ng mga tao Tapos nung bumalik siya, sabi niya, parang hindi niya sinagot directly yung tanong. Ang sinagot niya, China is doing the best to help yung lahat. 'Di ba? Hindi niya masabi na yung pangalan ng bansa na Taiwan. 'Di ba? Ganun sila ka
Yeah.
So if we know already that China is lying and the WHO is protecting China's interest, then bakit ako magtitiwala sa WHO? 'Di ba?
Bro.
'Di ba? Hello?
Yeah, lag lang ng konti yung
Oo, 'di ba? Kasi ganun yung ganun yung pinapakita nila And I don't know now, 'di ba may time na a few weeks ago China was saying natalo na nila yung COVID-19 and reopened Wuhan and lifted the lockdowns. Tapos ngayon, second wave sila. 'Di ba? Tapos
kasi habang
walang naniniwala na, diba, natalo na namin ng COVID-19. Walang naniniwala sa kanila
kasi syempre, there isn't a lot of public trust on China kasi you've been misinforming the public since the beginning of this situation.
Even the premise that it is also Chinese propaganda yung premise that calling the COVID-19 the Wuhan virus or Chinese virus. Galing sa kanila yun eh. Na yung premise na racist pag tinawag mo yun. And
Yeah.
galing sa kanila
Diba
yun
si Trump yung unang tumawag doon?
Hindi.
Si Trump ang unang tumawag sa...
Hindi siya. It's well, even the mainstream media were calling it Wuhan virus back even before. And then they
Okay.
kasi it's nung naglabas lang ng propaganda yung China, saka lang nila syempre yun ang isang pang nila kay Trump, 'di ba? Na yung racism, which is wala naman masyadong pakialam doon kay Trump, 'di ba? So ngayon, pero yung premise na yon na parang pag tinawag niyo yan na Chinese virus, racist kayo and you shouldn't do that. Pero that would go against because of this issue nalaman ko yung Ebola virus, Zika virus, mga ganyan. Those were names of places pala. Yung Ebola is a place in Africa. 'Di ba? I didn't know that. 'Di ba? Tapos yung Zika, yung Spanish flu.
Actually, didn't know that one.
No, 'di ba? So, tingnan natin kung totoo. I-fact check natin. Ebola place. Ebola. Let's see. Tingnan natin kung ano. Ayan Ebola River. Ebola virus was first discovered in 1976 near the Ebola River. 'Di ba? And now when you call the virus Wuhan virus, all of a sudden it's racist. 'Di ba? It's Chinese propaganda.
I-shift talaga yung narrative na para hindi sila magmukhang kontrabida dun sa buong situation.
Yeah, I didn't even know that na lugar pala tong Ebola, 'di ba? So,
pero grabe it just makes the whole situation a lot more disappointing.
Yeah. At saka you would realize how the minds of these people, and these are people who are very influential in the world. Yung mga leaders ng China, Xi Jinping, 'di ba? Ganito silang mag-isip. 'Di ba? And they have the keys to the nuclear whatever, 'di ba? So, I don't know.
Yeah, grabe talaga.
Kung hindi lang magugulaw ang mundo pag lumipad tong mga nuclear warheads na to. Matagal na silang nag-launch eh. Kaso alam nila if any one of them launches just one missile,
wala na.
Game over na. Yun na yun. Kasi alam ko kung meron ako napanood the first nuclear missiles daw, ang una nilang gagawin, ang una nilang tatargetin is not a city. Ang una nilang tatanggalin would be the satellites. So yun.
Okay.
So ngayon syempre mga strategic na military satellites ang una nilang target. So that would basically blind the opponent, 'di ba? So hindi mo na nila makikita. And at the same time, siguro pagka tsaka pa lang sila maglo-launch ng missiles going to their target. And yun, doon pa lang sa pag yung Call of Duty, merong isang Call of Duty Warfare, basta yung sa White House,
Modern Warfare ba yan?
Modern Warfare, nag-explode sila ng nuclear.
Yung
diba?
si Captain Bryce, parang nagpasabog siya ng submarine na nuclear warhead sa atmosphere para mapatay lahat ng mapatay yung satellites at ma-jam lahat ng mga
EMP blast.
Diba? Yung EMP blast. Tapos dahil doon parang na-retake nung character mo na Amerikano, yung White House.
Yung White House, di ba? Ganun yung unang
gagawin nila. Tapos ano yung pangalan ng grupo ni Task Force 141, di ba?
Yata.
So,
So, ganun.
Grabe, ang iconic ng game na yun.
Oo, grabe yun, no? Grabe yung ang ganda ng kwento nung Modern Warfare.
Parang feeling ko naglaro ako parang naglaro ako sa isang movie nun. Yun yung naramdaman ko nun.
Ano sa tingin mo yung satisfying ba yung ending nun? Wag na nating wag na nating pakialaman yung mga kahit spoiler. Satisfied ka ba sa ending nung Modern Warfare? Si Makarov
yung trilogy na yun.
Oo.
Nagalit. Well, nalungkot ako na namatay si Soap.
Si Soap. Si Soap tsaka si Ghost, 'di ba? Pero mas masakit sa akin nung namatay si Ghost. Nung namatay si Ghost.
Sa 2. Yung binetray siya. Grabe yun.
Oo, 'di ba? Tapos iniwanan lang siya doon. Kasi si Soap,
hindi ko yun in-expect.
No, 'di ba? Ang cool pa naman ni ni Ghost. Ang gara nung niya eh. Nagsisisi nga ako, hindi ko binili yung sa Call of Duty Mobile na yung Ghost character, yung original. Naglalaro ko ba?
Grabe yun. Pero ako hindi ko nalaro yung mobile, pero yun, nilaro ko at sinundan ko yung Modern Warfare, yung trilogy na yun.
Hindi ako masyadong natuwa dun sa Parang medyo bitin pa yung pagkamatay ni Makarov dun sa huli. Yung nasa taas, di ba?
Ay, yung di ba yung pinatay siya ni Price?
Si Price ba? Oo, si Price. Si Price nga.
Si Price yung nag-survive dun eh.
Oo. Tapos nakasuot kayo ng Juggernaut. Ganda nun eh, no? Tapos nabigti siya. Nabigti si Makarov. Pero grabe, ang ganda ng kwento nung kay Makarov, no? Parang mass shooting siya sa airport. Tapos ang culprit.
Di ko kinaya. Never ako nakabaril dun sa game. Dun sa scene na yun. Hindi ko magawang bumaril sa civilians.
Talaga?
Sige. Sa segment na yun.
Ay, hindi mo in-skip?
Parang
kasi pwede mong i-skip.
I mean, nilaro ko, hindi ko alam na pwede may skip at that time. So, nilaro ko yun. Parang, shit, patay ko ng mga tao. And then, ayun. Parang by the time na yung pinapansin ko na lang kapag nung binabaril na ako ng dun sa game na yun. Pero, grabe. Grabe yung game na yun. And actually nakakatakot siya kasi parang it can actually happen. Pero not at this time kasi parang nasa pandemic ngayon ng mundo eh.
Oy, merong nagsasabi we're closer to war more than ever. Kasi because of China and parang there are political analysts right now who are saying that China is kasi ganito ang relationship ng China and US. Yung sinasabi ng mga ni Duterte tsaka ng mga DDS na parang takot tayo sa China kasi wala tayong kalaban-laban. Kumbaga parang halos nanginginig na, kulang na lang manginig si manginig yung ang administration pag nababanggit yung China eh. So at least ganun yung ganun yung impression sa akin. So kung sa inyo hindi ganun ang impression nyo, di okay. Pero yung kasi teka, let me just gather my thoughts. Okay, so ang China tsaka US magkaano sila? Merong isang parang hindi law eh. Pero there's this parang Murphy's Law, parang ganun. Yung mga ganung klaseng thing na parang it says na parang if there's history says na every time na merong bagong superpower na paangat and it is challenging the current superpower, it always escalates into a war. Hot war. Right now kasi they are saying that China and US are in a Cold War already. Di ba may Cold War dati?
Kasi parang is it because yung yung trade wars na meron ngayon?
Yun, isa yun. Well, China and that's one thing. And also yung nila, yung mga girian nila sa especially dito sa South China Sea, sa West Philippine Sea.
Mm.
Parang siguro hindi ko nga alam, siguro pikon na pikon sila sa Pilipinas kasi biglang nag-flip ang Pilipinas eh. I could just
Feeling ko
imagine.
though, yung because of rin, yung how damaging rin talaga yung mga previous world wars were,
Mm.
the superpowers will as much as possible try to not go to that direction.
Oh, hindi hot
Kasi,
war.
kasi rin eh, wala ring matitira eh if we go to that direction eh.
But then again,
With how advanced rin yung technology is for warfare.
Kasi ngayon, China, despite how strong China is, because China is really strong, juggernaut din ang China in its own right. Pero compared to the US, it's nothing. Kasi let me just illustrate. China has ang US meron silang 19 ata. 19 na tawag doon, yung aircraft carriers. 'Di ba? That is right now, that is the pinnacle of parang war machine sa history ng mundo eh. I don't know if it's gonna be obsolete later on, pero right now it is. 'Di ba 19 ang sa US. Sa China, tingin mo ilan ang aircraft carrier ng China?
Half?
No. 1. Isa lang ang aircraft carrier ng China. 'Di ba? Isa lang. So paano pag naggera sila, 'di ba? So gugulpihin talaga ng hindi sila makakapalag. Ang panablan nila diyan are the nuclear warheads. Kasi it's it doesn't matter that the US has, let's say, triple or more than triple of what China has. The thing is, yung what China has is enough to destroy the entire the human civilization. Basta kumbaga what they have is more than enough already to destroy the US and everything else in the world. So
right.
Yun yung thing. So yun yung panabla. But then again, like yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, pag yung ginawa nila yon, walang patay sigurado. It's a death sentence to the human species. Yung pag one launch ng isang rocket na nuclear heading to a major city in the world, that's basically parang okay, goodbye Earth. Ganun na mangyayari kasi everyone will follow suit na eh. 'Di ba? Malamang tatamaan tayo diyan kasi player tayo eh. Ang thing is, pero set aside mo yung nuclear powers, China, alam nila militarily hindi sila makakapalag sa US. Ngayon, yung sa economics, parang natalo na rin sila eh. Kasi ni-stop ni Trump yung yung whatever, yung Trans-Pacific blah 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 deal na ganun. So parang nabawi niya, kaya yung ibang mga jobs bumabalik sa US. Parang at least meron akong ganun, may ganung thing. So ngayon, parang some analysts are saying that because of the pandemic, parang nakita ng China that it has weakened the US. So if there's any time that they're gonna strike, kung if they're gonna do something about it, now is the time. 'Di ba?
Pero rin eh, they're also very much affected by the COVID-19 situation kasi even yung a lot of their businesses are also closed because of the virus. Tapos it's also not helping that may mga ibang bansa actually that are pulling out from they're actually pulling out some of their production sa China. Like for example, Japan is spending huge amounts of money para i-pull out yung production ng ibang businesses nila para bumalik sa Japan dahil na bad trip sila. I mean, part of it is because parang nagalit rin sila on how China handled the situation, and
Yeah.
yung they realized na they can't have the same thing happen again, na yung mapaparalyze sila because of the COVID-19.
Yeah. At saka another
Especially since
mm,
especially since Japan in particular, sila pa ang host ng Olympics.
mm. In the case din ng sa US and probably other countries, yung
Mm.
yung response nila, yung masks, wala silang mask for several weeks ata eh. Kasi China, yung mga mask nila galing sa China. Walang nagpo-produce sa US ng masks. So parang doon pa lang,
Yeah,
teka bakit doon? And when China said, hindi namin kayo pwedeng bigyan ng mask kasi kailangan namin eh. 'Di ba? Wala silang magawa.
yeah, I think like halimbawa, I remember one time nung nagdi-discuss kami, parang 70-80% of yung mga face masks is being produced in China
Yeah, 'di
sa
ba?
mga Chinese factories.
Eh
So,
kung i-withhold
so
nila 'yon.
parang laking problema yon.
Hmm. Eh kung gera na, 'di
Yun.
ba? Tapos yung lahat ng mga, let's say, manufacturing. Let's say hindi na not necessarily weapons of war eh. Let's say copper wires, 'di ba? Doon gumagawa ng
Mm.
copper wires sa China. Kailangan lahat ng electronics kailangan mo 'yon. Ngayon ay hindi namin kayo bibigyan ng copper wires kasi kailangan kaaway namin kayo eh. Ba't namin kayo bibigyan? Gumawa kayo ng sarili nyo. Bago gaano katagal bago ka makagawa ng sarili mong factory nun kung wala ka. So that's why because of this na-realize kumbaga ang China has become a place of where the means of production ng mundo eh. Nandun lahat.
Kasi ano rin it has the largest number of populations,
Yeah.
malaki siya, so puro mga factories and businesses.
Yeah.
Yun, kaya rin
Tsaka
and then, pero because of this, nag-pull out rin yung iba.
well,
Nag-pull out na rin.
yung mga kapitalista rin kasi took advantage of the low wages. 'Di ba? Kaya gusto nila doon eh. Yun nga lang, eto parang eye opener ng to a lot of countries ng mundo itong nangyari na pandemic kasi it opened their eyes na parang okay. So yun pala ang isang trade-off mo. Pag may nangyaring ganito, wala kang, which is ironic kasi the US is the biggest economy and most probably the richest country in the world, and all of a sudden hindi sila makagawa ng face masks. 'Di ba? 'Di ba? Parang are you kidding me? Anong sasabihin ng mga tao? 'Di ba? Eh di syempre magwawala 'yon, 'di ba? Ano pinagsasabi mo na face mask lang wala tayo, nakakapagpadala tayo ng tao sa buwan, tapos face mask hindi tayo makapag-produce. 'Di ba? So ganun nangyayari. So it's important na meron ka palang means of production to at least provide your basic needs. Ayun.
Yeah, that's true. Grabe.
Ngayon, so alam ng China na they have the advantage, and yung economy ng China is very reliant on these companies that pag
to be dependent on them.
Diba? Pag binawi nila 'yon, mawala yung pera ng China. So they would need to protect that.
And it doesn't help rin na they don't have a great public perception right now. So kaya rin hindi na rin kaya rin it's not really parang a win situation rin for China.
Yeah,
if ever.
Kaya that's why it could lead up to war eh. Kasi like nung World War II, kaya napadpad yung Japan. Parang may mga away ang madaming kaaway ang Japan. Pero ang ginawa nung mga nung US ata or some yung ibang bansa na kalaban ng Japan, hindi na sila bibigyan ng oil. So kumbaga, okay. Wala na silang magagawa. There's no other recourse but war according to the mga leaders of Japan. So, kung ganito,
Tsaka rin, they really had the intention. Parang in Japan at the time, naalala ko, they really had the intention of creating a new empire rin
yeah.
at the time. Plus, rin they didn't like yung, di ba kasama sila dun sa other countries that um, invaded China at that time,
Mm.
nung Boxer Rebellion period. Tapos, I don't think natuwa sila dun sa parang yung cut nila dun sa treaty
Oh,
once that
oh.
has been
Oh,
had
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
settled.
Yeah.
So that was also an issue. So that also
Oh,
contributed to it.
yeah.
So ayun. It's a lot of things eh. Pero ngayon ko lang narinig actually yung yung the oil situation.
Oh. Well, I'm just comparing it kasi kung ganun yung magiging sa China naman ngayon, if they're gonna take away the companies na na naging based doon, na naging source ng yaman ng China, then syempre hindi madaming pangarap ang China eh. 'Di ba? Kaya nga sila nagpapautang katulad sa atin, 'di ba? Parang they're ang sinasabi, 'di ba, is you may have seen the videos about this, pero they're trying to recreate the Silk Road. That's why yung mga ports, mga essential ports sa mundo, parang binibili nila. Tapos they're gonna lend loans to poor countries na parang walang means para bayaran. Ang gagawin na lang nila, okay, sa amin na lang yung port nyo. 'Di ba? Ganun yung ginagawa nila eh. So it's gonna be a new Silk Road. And pag na-establish yun, they're gonna be able to dominate the trade sa buong mundo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Pero grabe no. That all changed with they were on their yun nga eh. We were talking about it nga the other day sa household. Actually China was really on their way to be the number one superpower, and then this COVID-19 situation happened, and that changes a lot of things.
Well,
grabe.
The thing is, isa pang is China, dahil nga dun sa authoritarian nature ng government nila, wala silang check and balance. If they wanna go full yung online cyber warfare to any country, they can do that. Kasi sa ibang western governments, parang pag nakita mong may ginagawang kalokohan tong yung baba dito sa atin. May ginagawang tong si Lenny So pag nakita ng mga company ni Duterte, parang subog natin, di ba? Parang sirain natin trip niya, ganun din sa kabila. Tapos sa US ganun din. So at least may check and balance pa. Pwede pang meron pang magkalaban na ideologies. Kasi hindi papayag yung mga freedom-loving people na ganun na lang basta. Pero sa China, walang ganun. So kung anong gusto ng gobyerno, walang makakapigil sa kanila. So alam mo ba, have you heard about the Uyghur Muslims?
Not so much. Pero I did hear parang rumors and parang na there's really a lot of like religious discrimination rin also in China.
Itong Uyghur Muslims, that's UIGHUR Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most this is, if you ever feel like you're being you feel like you're a mean person na for calling the virus Chinese virus, isipin mo ang ginagawa nila sa Uyghur Muslims. Etong Uyghurs, tingnan natin basahin lang natin.
Tingnan ko nga rin.
Oo. Siya? Basically, these are Muslims who live in China.
Mm-hmm.
And the Uyghurs have traditionally inhabited the oasis scattered the Taklamahan Desert within the Tarim Basin. A territory has historically been controlled by civilizations including China, the Mongols, and the Tibetans. So basically, itong mga Uyghur Muslims na to, mga Muslim sila sa China. And China,
Okay.
ayaw nila sa mga Muslim. Racist sila sa mga but they discriminate. Hindi race, kasi hindi man race ang Muslim eh. Diba?
Yeah, based dito parang nasa concentration camps sila yung I mean, hindi ko, re-education camps rather.
Well, they're calling it re-education camps, but we know what they're doing. Alam mo kung anong ginagawa nila? Parang
cultural genocide raw eh.
Yeah.
Was what it's called.
They're sterilizing them. Merong tinuturukan yung mga tao, mga babae. Tapos yung all of a sudden, a few weeks later, hindi na sila nagme-menstruate. 'Di ba? So because of that. And not just that, merong reports that they are intentionally killing people to harvest organs. Papatayin nila.
Talaga?
Oo, to harvest organs and sell the organs to kung sino mang nangangailangan. Ganon ang ginagawa ng Chinese government. And if you ask them, ang press release nila is they're not in concentration camps, they are in re-education camps, which is what the Russians called dun sa mga gulags. Re-education camps ang tawag nila dun eh. People na hindi tugma dun sa ideology ng gobyerno. Parang okay, diyan kayo hanggang sa maging katulad niyo kaming mag-isip. Ganun yung re-education camp. Yun yung silbi ng re-education camp for these people. So, yan. And they're gonna cry racism. Fuck them. Diba? I don't know.
Yeah, be. Hypocrisy at its finest.
Diba? So, kasi if you're gonna diba, isipin mo yun, parang nananahimik ka, wala ka namang ginagawang krimen. All of a sudden, you're in an operating table, wala ka namang sakit. Tapos, tatanggalan ka ng kidneys or what.
By virtue lang, just because you have a different belief system.
Yeah, and they see you as kasi let's face it, yung Islam has very specific codes na may hirapan kang ihalo talaga kung sa ibang to a society,
other cultures.
Hindi naman, not other cultures is hindi naman siguro lahat ng cultures, pero to a government, a culture that is dominated by an authoritarian government like China. Siyempre ayaw na nila ng may ibang ideas about mag-isip tayo ng siguro just because yung yung nila na sa Diyos. Kasi I think bawal ang religion sa China talaga eh. Kahit yata Christianity bawal.
Aren't they a Buddhist though? Predominantly Buddhist na country?
Parang Confucian.
Yung parang the
Teka, tingnan natin.
Tingnan nga natin.
China religion.
Religion in China. Buddhism, Taoism, Taoism. Islam and Christianity.
Okay.
Taoism, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something about maybe we can read up on bakit ayaw ng China sa mga Uyghur Muslims specifically. Kasi hindi lang naman specific yung Uyghur eh. Baka meron silang historical na galit sila dun sa mga yun.
Yeah, pero I think that's gonna take a really long. Parang yan, ilang linggo rin bago natin ma-figure out rin yung root cause kung bakit
Yeah.
It's kind of like yung it reminds me of yung discrimination of sa Myanmar.
Meron
yung
din
yung Rohingya. The Rohingya.
Rohingya. Spelling.
Rohingya na they're Rohingya.
ING. Okay. Okay. Rohingya Muslims. Saang lugar to?
Kasi
Myanmar?
ano rin eh. Yeah, in Myanmar. Grabe rin yung discrimination against them.
Talaga?
And they're also Muslim. There's actually, when I read about it, parang I think there's a law nga in Myanmar that states na bawal sila maging citizen
Hmm.
ng Myanmar. And they live in the border between Myanmar and Bangladesh ata, if I'm
Wow.
not mistaken. And they're considered one of the most discriminated people.
Baka nga ano eh, swerte nila, hindi sila sa China na napunta.
No, pero dito rin may genocide.
May genocide din? Pucha, tingnan.
Yeah, there is
Ito,
genocide. In fact,
genocide
they're
accusation.
stateless.
Diba? In 2015, an assessment by the Yale Law School concluded that the government of Myanmar was waging a concerted campaign against Rohingya. A campaign which could be classified as genocide under international law. Grabe. Nangyayari to ha. Hindi kala mo nasa pag nakarinig ka ng mga balitang ganyan. Kala mo parang nasa Nazi Germany ka eh. And you would think parang we're oblivious. Hindi natin alam 'yan. Sa Africa, sa Sudan, ano naman 'yun? Yung civil war doon, grabe. Raging for decades already. Tapos wala tayong kaalam-alam. And parang do mo maiisip minsan na yung mga ibang problema mo na parang nirareklamo mo biglang parang makapaisip ka eh. Na parang
Tsaka grabe talaga yung grabe talaga yung reality of yung suffering of certain cultures and people.
Oh.
Nakakalungkot.
Hindi
grabe, intense ng usapan natin
Oo nga eh. I think dito rin sa atin,
puso ko, grabe.
I think, oo nga eh. I think dito rin sa atin, may mga ganyan. I think sa Mindanao, may mga tribo na hindi pa rin magkakasundo na if given a chance, they would, bawa, kung nagkaroon ng nasa power yung isang faction doon, they would just gladly exterminate the other tribe eh. Siguro may mga ganyan din yung mga root causes nun. No? It just so happened
if I'm being honest, I can't comment on it because I'm not very familiar with I'm not very familiar with the dynamics dun sa yung mga indigenous people and yung mga tribes, especially dun sa Mindanao area. It's something na kailangan pag-aralan ng mabuti from someone like me na hindi ganun ka well versed.
Yeah.
Pero grabe rin, I mean, yung halimbawa dito in our case, parang it's not as crazy as yung nangyayari sa Rohingya or dun sa China, pero it's also like, let's see how some people react to the poor and the poor and the marginalized Filipino society as if parang ginajudge sila na tamad sila, wala silang diskarte sa buhay, ganito, ganyan, when in fact, it's a lot more complicated than that. And yung a factor is talaga, the circumstances of life also didn't give them like a fair fair starting point in life. So it's not fair. And ako talaga I think it's really lazy and wrong analysis to say na and generalize that the poor are lazy kasi hindi yun totoo at all.
Yeah, definitely not true.
Grabe yan. Alam mo this pandemic among other things na mapapansin mo talaga kung sino. Lumalabas rin in a way yung tunay na kulay ng mga tao.
Well, I think totoo naman. Well, I think there's also if you're gonna analyze din naman, parang yung statement na the poor ang mga may hirap tamad. By poor, anong ibig mong sabihin? Kung sino yung poor na tinutukoy mo? Kasi meron din naman talagang
Ako,
meron din namang mga may mayaman na tamad, may mahirap na tamad. Totoo naman 'yun eh. 'Di ba? Lahat ng klase ng tao may tamad.
yeah,
Pero if
oo.
you're gonna generalize, what is your idea of a poor person or a poor Filipino?
Yeah, ako that's the problem naman eh. Sometimes people generalize it na thinking that every situation is the same eh.
Hmm.
Yun. Tapos umaabot rin sa point na parang hayaan mo na lang sila kasi tamad sila. Parang bakit nila kailangan ng tulong natin. Parang that's very sad. That's very disappointing when you hear things like that. And do hear people like that sa
Hmm.
social media.
Kasi there are ano eh, let's say ang isang definitely not true na case niyan, let's say farmers na poor, 'di ba? They're not poor, they're not lazy, 'di ba? Walang walang hindi ka
Mm.
wala tayong kakainin kung wala tayong the fact that you are still alive, it means some poor farmer hasn't been sleeping on their jobs, 'di ba? Yun yung kasi may kinakain ka eh, 'di ba? So
Mm.
kung kung yun, I don't know, siguro pag nakita mong may mga tambay, siguro dun manggagaling yan. I'm just analyzing why would people say something like that. Diba? A sweeping generalization.
Kasi some people, I think some of it is coming from a place of privilege. Some are because parang feeling nila just because nakaangat sila sa buhay, feeling nila the situation can be the same for everybody else.
Yeah.
There are a lot of reasons. And
Mm-hmm.
there's just simply some people na judgmental sila. Na parang they don't bother to understand the situation of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ironic rin. Which
And
is really ironic.
ang masamang implication yan kasi if you say it as often, if you say it often enough, hindi siya magiging maniniwala yung mga tao eh. Na ito kasi ano ako,
Uh,
mahirap ako, ano, ito yung mangyayari sa akin, hanggang dito lang ako, 'di ba?
mm,
May pwedeng may mga ganong tendency eh. Pag pag
mm,
na parang hanggang dito lang ako kasi ano ako eh. Gayto lang na pag-aralan ko, gayto lang ang natapos ko, gayto lang ang kinaya ng magulang ko. Wala akong magulang. It's yeah, and that would parang breed more people like them. Yung mga ganun mag-isip. And,
yeah.
'di ba? And dapat
Kaya nga it's
encourage mo
really
yung mga tao
important
eh. Mhm.
to understand the situation and not just judge yung on face value or kasi there's more to it. It's not as simple. It's yung issues are not as simple as black and white and it's not as simple as yung yung nasa face value niya. There are layers to it rin na you have to understand kasi until you get to the root cause. Kasi until you don't answer the root cause, I don't think you can really solve the issue itself. Kasi parang hindi mo nga yung inintindi or yung tinatry man lang i-grasp yung source.
Hmm. Well, I think there is a part that that the government, well, definitely the government should do something. And be, ako kasi naniniwala ako sa ano eh, na sa equality of opportunity. I'm an
Mm-hmm.
equality of opportunity guy. So the government should be able to provide some means
Fair
to
up
give
pa.
opportunity to everyone. Yun.
Ako naman dapat talaga yung the government should be there to even out the playing field, especially for those parang
Ma-
I forget who said this pero in an ideal world dapat talaga for yung those who have less in life should have more in law.
Mm.
I think it was Ramon Magsaysay yata. Pero yan.
Okay. Mhm. Yeah. Well, definitely kailangan there should be a way to lift up uh people who are parang yun marginalized nga. Pero
Oo.
sometimes kasi
Dapat nga,
may mga tao rin kasi it will for me kasi it will ultimately depend pa rin if kasi kahit anong abot ng kamay mo may mga tao talagang ano eh ayaw. May mga ganun din talaga. O kaya they just don't know or siguro I think it's in the education education system na, kasi
malaking bagay
we
yung
are wired
education.
we are wired kasi for forever na in this system of education that we have na parang ang maging standard ng matalino at successful is academics. Yung kung anong grades mo, yun yung standard ng kung anong trabaho pwedeng
Pero
mapasok, di ba?
ano talaga, it's there's really, I agree with you in terms of education na we really need to improve on that one kasi I think one of the challenges rin right now kaya rin prevalent ang fake news ngayon
Mhm.
is yung literacy rin ng mga tao.
No. Kasi
I
I
think
think
there yung information naman kasi right now is a lot more accessible than before, but it's the ability to understand and comprehend as well. Parang we don't do it a good enough job in terms of training people to better understand the information that they get and the ability to discern. And I think that also starts with yung yung the government talaga. Parang kasi unfortunately dun talaga lahat nagsisimula eh.
sa akin kasi let's say yung what I if I could just add to my point dun sa education kasi sometimes I just realized parang like yung sabi ko kanina may mga taong ayaw magtrabaho pero
Mhm.
tingin ko hindi rin ngayon napag-isip-isipan ko parang hindi rin pala ako mali pala yung yung sinabi ko na yun kasi meron hindi sa ayaw nilang magtrabaho meron silang gustong trabaho na gustong gawin at hindi yun ang binibigay mo sa kanya. I think that is the problem dun sa mga supposedly tamad. Let's say musikero ka. Tapos ang passion mo is to play music. Tapos ang dinidikta ng society sa is kailangan maging maging
Corporate.
sa corporate ka magtrabaho or
Mm.
hindi ka nabigyan ng chance to hone your skills as a musician or as an artist. And
Diba?
ang natirang trabaho mo na lang is yung mga hard labor. And
Di ba yan?
hindi mo
Parang
gustong
yung kay Marx. Di ba kay Marx yan? Yung parang the alienation from self-actualization of the being. Yun,
talaga ba?
naalala ko lang yun.
Kay Karl Marx ba yun?
Alam ko yeah, kay Karl Marx yan. Parang, pero it's more on I think it's more on kasi capitalist systems like because they really exploit you so that you become part of a machine of the wheel of capitalism. Parang yung because of that, yung hindi yung tao hindi niya parang is unable to fully realize yung na-alienate siya dun sa yung self-actualization ng kanyang pagkatao.
Well,
Parang or gano'n.
well, siguro in a way, pero I think yung kay Karl Marx kasi actually hindi ako kay Karl Marx eh. Hindi ako believe din sa personally lang naman. Kasi ang sa kasi parang laging merong ang dating nun just because ganun is you're gonna be parang kasi 'di ba yung Marxism would be parang merong oppressed and oppressor. Parang for me parang it's it's parang too limiting for any situation na parang ano ka, you're gonna be classified as the oppressed and oppressor. Parang wala kang panalo dun sa sistema na yun eh.
I think naman though si Karl Marx was working with the he was working with yung in a certain context eh. So parang and any perspective naman would have its own limitations eh. I think the important thing talaga is parang yung ganon find what works with you pero understanding na meron siyang loopholes rin. So yung you try to understand rin yung what other perspectives are there sa mga ganung bagay. Like yan.
Mhm.
Yan. Nax, ang profound na natin.
Oo nga, no? Wala naman nanonood eh. Okay lang. Naka-record naman to and we're gonna be able to release the audio sa podcast. We're just recording live.
Yeah. I don't think anybody expected though na yung kwentuhan natin would get this serious.
Oo nga eh. Kasi, Marxism, obviously, there's a lot of to go through sa topic na yun. Pero kasi
tsaka I feel like
that's a rabbit hole na we're not gonna be able to
tapos iba-iba pa yung iba pa yung yung Marxism from yung communism na nanggaling from Lenin, iba pa yung nanggaling kay Mao Zedong.
Yeah.
Nagbago-bago rin siya eh. Per sa bawat bansa. So it's a tricky tricky topic.
That's
yan.
At saka siguro for me kasi I'm more of an individualistic person na I would like to mas kumbaga parang kasi siguro background ko na rin. I did not come from a rich family. Kumbaga, ako, I'm, kung whatever I have, I worked hard for it. And, and I have proven na, well, hindi naman ako galing dun sa talagang pulubi ako dati. Hindi naman ganun. So, medyo, hindi naman ganun. So, parang, for me, it's, I put a lot of value on parang what's the tawag doon yung saying about the bootstraps pulling yourself up by the bootstraps or ganun basta
yung hard work
hard work mas ganun ako eh although
yung rising above your situation
and also but then you won't be able to get to that point kasi in my case I got blessed into in a way na parang I've met people that mentored me and inspired me, 'di ba? At saka meron akong mga I'm blessed na nandito lumaki ako sa information age that I'm able to read lots of ideas that could help me out, 'di ba? And apply it to myself. Mga ganun. And meron akong tools na to help me with my crafts. And pero so I think yung like what I said kanina, equality of opportunity. And it's gonna depend on the person if you're gonna take it or but you need to be you need to reach a certain level of maturity mentally to be able to realize that. Yun. And I think madami naman
pero I think
I
think naman though marami talagang may drive na tao it's just a matter of just giving them that one chance na kasi yun lang naman I think you give them that opportunity and yung mga driven they'll take it.
Yung mga?
And I feel like those who are driven to parang rise above will take it. And I think a lot of people from I think a lot of people na who have less in life are driven to rise above.
Yeah. Kaya
Yun.
sometimes ako parang iniisip ko, okay na rin na okay na hindi rin ako pinanganak na mayaman. 'Di ba? Naisip ko kung naging pinanganak kaya ako na mayaman. Siguro it's just the way how my brain is wired. Kasi when I was still struggling much more than right now, 'di ba? Kasi hindi man natatapos ang struggle. Eh. So, etong for me yung mga disadvantages na nakaharang sa sa daan ko. Ang tingin ko doon is our challenges eh. So parang okay. Siguro maybe it was youth na ganoon ako parang okay, parang I take pride na meron akong that I'm starting from very minimal.
Yung starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Oo, 'di ba? Na parang meron akong I take pride na parang may effort akong ginawa para sa sarili ko na hindi to handout. Parang ganun. That whatever na parang mga hindi obstacle what's the word? Mga ano bang term doon? Nasasabaw
Challenges.
Hindi challenges yung disadvantage. Yun, disadvantage na kasi may mga tropa ako na mas mayaman siya, mas may connection siya, 'di ba? And then parang for me, okay, ako wala. Pero I'm still gonna do it. Parang ganun. I take pride na in accomplishing something despite the disadvantages. Yun yung so for me, I'm not gonna parang kasi tangina bad trip pa buhay ito. Parang kawawa ako kasi kaya hindi ako masyadong dun sa mentality na na parang oppressed ka kasi merong mas nang o-oppress sa'yo na hindi mo alam. Hindi niya alam na ino-oppress ka niya.
I think that's a good I think that's a good mindset naman.
Mm.
Pero ako I won't dismiss the fact na talagang there really are people na in a situation na they're not given at the very least man lang the opportunity to have that kind of mindset.
Yeah, that's what I was saying kanina. Na parang it's you need to reach a certain maturity. Meron kang point na parang okay, you need to snap out of
for me it's not it's not even just about opportunity. It's not just about maturity rather. It's also there are also other factors that lead to it. Pero ayun, yeah, it's a tricky case and it's actually pretty good na it's good it's really good to have that kind of drive na yung your limitations would not hamper you to succeed as a person.
Yeah.
It's kind of like yung how parang pareho naman tayong UFC fans.
Oo.
Kind of like how other UFC fighters parang nagko-compensate sila for a particular yung parang they hone their style to parang take advantage of what they are good at para yung hindi para kahit na may limitation sila they can take advantage of something else.
Rise to the
and
occasion.
They'd have the drive to they'd have or yung even just the drive na parang hindi sila initially magaling in a certain skill but they'd have the discipline and the drive na and may nawala sa kanila and then later on naging magaling sila at it. Like my favorite UFC fighter is GSP. Mm-hmm. GSP was never a wrestler and then next thing you know he's one of the best MMA wrestlers ever to step in the cage pero hindi naman yun ang base nga niya is karate.
Oo nga.
Tapos si GSP di ba nga yung kwento nga niya na bullied kid pa siya and everything. Tapos parang he learned lang martial arts para lang magkaroon siya ng confidence. Yung mga ganung bagay.
Yeah. Yun ang unang plano natin UFC pag-uusapan natin. Napunta tayo sa genocide.
Pero grabe no, ang intense ang usapan natin. We went
Oo
from
nga eh.
parang the struggles of the music industry.
Oh,
Nag-uusapan tayo ng depression, COVID-19,
COVID-19,
genocide, oh,
genocide,
China,
world
nuclear
wars.
warfare, tap, tapos kahirapan,
Marxism, at saka, di
Marxism.
ba? Oh,
Grabe.
pero
Ang bigat ng
it's a great podcast. I just wish a lot more people would be more interested in these kinds of discussions. Di ba?
yeah.
Di ba?
Pero alam mo feeling ko to produkto rin to ng COVID eh. Naghahanap ka ng malalim na usapan.
Totoo. Yun yung actually that is the I don't really I made this podcast to chase conversations like this. Kasi kung hindi, if I'm just to prove lang no. If I'm just after views or mga ganyan, clout, matagal na ako tumigil kasi ako hindi nanonood eh. 'Di ba? So parang the fact that I'm still here and alam mo 'yun, and searching for people na who I can have conversations like this. I think that masyado na akong sa sarili ko. But I just wanted to say that right now. So
yeah, that's good. Walang masama doon.
No.
Yun. Anyway, pero meron yung gusto kong ikwento sa iyo about yung sa UFC.
Okay.
Di ba 249 was supposed to be in an island.
Oo nga.
At one point. Alam mo ang una kong reaction doon. Mortal Kombat!
Oo nga eh. Tapos makikita mo yung, nakita mo ba yung yung merong Facebook group dati eh. Anong pangalan? Tap Nap Snap. Dati active ako doon, Tap Nap Snap. Tapos ang nila, meron meme master doon. Laging basta yung mga memes niya si Dana White nakaupo dun sa sa trono ni sino ba yung 'di ba merong dun sa mga stage
si
Shenlong ba?
Si Shang Tsung ata or si Kung Lao kasi yung bida eh. Si Kotal Khan ba yan?
Mortal Kombat stage. Basta may ganun. So
niya
pinapalitan
yung nasa trono palagi.
Nasa trono. Hindi siguro yun eh. Siguro ba yun? Anyway, basta
siguro fighter yun eh.
Oo nga eh. Naalala ko lang yun. Pero grabe yung talaga, no? Talagang cursed yung match na Khabib versus Ferguson. Alam mo yun, parang wala na.
Grabe yan.
Ngayon parang sigurado na tayo, wala nang makakapigil dito. 'Di ba? Tapos biglang shit.
Tapos nagka-COVID.
Oo. Eto, yan. Tapos naipit pa si Khabib sa Russia. Pero hindi ko alam mo ang unfair though naman nung Shao Kahn nata. Si Shao Kahn. Oo nga, Shao Kahn Sarina. Okay. Anyway,
actually though I think it was unfair na criticize si Khabib for going back to Russia. Tapos naipit sa naipit siya doon dahil kasi parang
hindi nila.
Tapos parang everybody made it like na Khabib went running from Tony Ferguson.
Hindi, syempre yun ang sasabihin niya kung sina Conor McGregor, kahit kung ako si Conor McGregor, even if I don't believe it, sasabihin ko rin yun eh. Diba?
Naman magkagalit yung dalawang yun eh.
Diba? Sasabihin ko rin talaga yun eh. Tapos, bawa, kung ako si Tony Ferguson, sasabihin ko din yun. Kahit hindi ako naniniwala. That's how I would, yun yung may isip ko doon ha. Kasi parang tactic yun eh. It's a low-hanging fruit na pwede mong ipambato eh. Diba? So,
pero grabe si Tony Ferguson, nag-decide pa rin siyang mag-cut weight.
Oo nga.
Sa
klaseng tao yun.
Para lang just to prove a point.
Pero parang hindi ako magugulat doon if you follow the career of Tony Ferguson. Hindi ka magugulat.
He's always been
ganun talaga siya. At Ang ano lang, actually as much as I like and look forward to Ferguson versus pangalan ito, Gaethje, hindi ko kung ako lang masusunod, hindi ko na muna papalabanin yung dalawang yun eh. Kasi baka matalo si Ferguson eh. 'Di ba?
Oh,
Pwede siyang matalo eh.
oh,
Hindi ba sa parang
kasi si Gaethje hindi siya nagsa-stop eh.
Kumbaga you can't count that guy out ever. Kung pag naglaban ulit si Ferguson versus Khabib, parang wala na yung kasi wala mababawasan yung parang prestige ng fight, 'di ba? Kasi may natalo na eh. Kaya sila maglalaban kasi they've been undefeated for si Khabib is really undefeated. Si Tony has been on a winning streak na sobrang haba na, 'di ba? So, at saka parang
actually though I can imagine rin si Gaethje I can imagine Gaethje though beating Khabib in theory.
Pwede. Actually may mga nagsabing may ilang fighters na nagsabi nun. If you're gonna pick one fighter to beat Khabib, I think siya yung yung mga in the know sa about fighting, mga wrestlers ng ganyan, mga analysts. Si Gaethje yung nila, yung kasi si Gaethje, if you watch all of his fights, makikita mo brawler siya eh, 'di ba? Pero ang pedigree talaga ni Gaethje, siya, all-American wrestler siya. Wrestling talaga yung pinagsimulan niya. He's been wrestling since 3 years old daw. Parang ganun. Batang-bata pa siya. Siguro wrestlers yung parents niya or what. Pero ganun yung kumbaga naka-embed talaga deeply ang wrestling sa kanya. That's why yung pag pinanood mo yung vlog ni yung podcast ni Chael Sonnen, parang takang-taka siya bakit ayaw mag-wrestling ni Gaethje. 'Di ba? Kasi yun
actually,
yung 'di ba? Tapos
bread and butter.
Kumbaga bakit sa Gaethje is the most ba yung term niya? Basta parang isa sa most successful na hindi niya pag ginagawa yung style niya. Kasi parang ang explanation niya is some fighters daw like Dan Henderson. Isa parang si Gaethje yun eh. Yung wrestling pedigree ni Dan Henderson is really parang top level eh. Pero he fell in love with the H-bomb. 'Di ba? Kasi kaya niyang 'di ba? Tapos ngayon, hindi na siya nagre-wrestling halos. Si Gaethje parang ganun din daw ang nangyari sa kanya.
Pero buti na lang si Gaethje hindi dependent on an H-bomb. Mas well-versed ang striking niya. Pero ewan ko parang si Khabib kasi kahit na halos one-trick pony siya, effective eh. Although I feel like the one guy, I feel like the only guy na nakapag-counter sa wrestling niya would have been GSP eh.
Pero kanina I watched the right before this calling you kanina. I rewatched the Ferguson versus tawag dito, Kevin Lee fight. Dun sa first round na siya na full mount si Ferguson eh, ni Kevin Lee. Although nakaalis siya, pero he got mauled for a solid 10 seconds at the almost end of the round. Tapos the round ended na hindi pa nakakatayo exactly pero nakawala na siya sa full mount. Pero kung nagtuloy-tuloy yun, baka na-knockout si Ferguson. I don't know kasi he's got a hell of a chin. Pero what if si Khabib
Pero kasi nakakatakot kay Tony.
Kung nagawa ni Kevin Lee yun, diba? Kung nagawa ni Kevin Lee,
dangerous rin siya on his back eh.
Yeah. Pero
that's the thing though with Tony eh.
yung elbows niya, no? Kahit nakahiga. Lapit no si Tony.
Tsaka yung submission, yung variations in submissions from the bottom.
Ang favorite
like
niya yung Darce choke.
May Darce choke siya, may triangle choke siya. Kasi nga kay Eddie Bravo siya nagte-training eh.
Oo. Pero
tapos parang
sinong pick mo dun sa laban na yun? Ferguson versus Khabib. Khabib yun muna.
Ako, honestly, gusto kong manalo si Tony.
Ako din.
Sa laban kay Khabib. Kasi gusto ko lang matalo si Khabib.
Talaga?
And kasi in theory kasi parang because si Tony ang dami niyang ways of beating you. I mean, the guy can do na nakaka-implement nga siya ng Tai Chi eh. Hindi pala Wing Chun. Nakaka-implement siya nga ng Wing Chun sa kanyang fighting style eh.
Well, at
so,
saka,
in theory kaya niya eh.
At saka he's been denied for so long. Gusto ko siyang maging champion. Gusto ko maging champion. Kasi ang tagal nang hindi ang tagal na ng overdue nung laban ni Khabib. Yung title shot pala ni Tony Ferguson. So, dun pa lang he's been denied for so long. Parang and he's obviously he's one of the best fighters, 'di ba? Pag pinlay natin to mayayari ako sa sa YouTube eh. Kaya ganyan. Sa bagay yung mga fight scenes lang pala ang inaanala. Pero ganyan. Sa akin naman, ako Tony Ferguson din ako. Kasi he's ewan ko medyo naboboringan ako kay Khabib eh. Si Khabib kasi kailangan hindi siya interesting on his own.
Khabib naman kasi
para sa akin on his own parang hindi siya interesting eh. Interesting siya pag may kalaban siya.
Khabib, you know what you're gonna get eh. Kasi Khabib, you know what you're gonna get. Takedown, mauling, either submission or TKO. Which is very, parang yun naman yung criticism din dati dun sa latter style ni GSP eh. You know what you're going to get eh. He's going to take you down at the, ibubugbugin ka niya for an entire 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yun naman yan, no? With Tony kasi parang it's just bloody fun eh.
He's for me he's the most exciting fighter eh. At saka meron siyang aura of invincibility. Pero at the same time pag nilabanan yung mga laban niya, he gets hit eh, 'di ba? He gets bloodied. He gets knocked down sometimes. Yan, he got mounted. Yung ganun. Kumbaga nakakaano siya he gets into trouble a lot. Pero he comes out of it and finds a way to win eventually. Kaya lalong interesting yung mga laban niya. Kaya lalong
actually nga
entertaining.
Tapos kasi si Khabib
he just dominates.
Hindi, si Tony pala. He dominates eh. Si Tony kasi ang exciting pa ng fighting style niya eh. Kasi you never know what you're going to get with Tony eh. Are you gonna get a submission or TKO ka pa? Tapos ang dami kasi niyang tools sa arsenal niya. It's a crowd-pleasing fighting style eh. The same way na how the likes of like Conor McGregor, ang dami niyang fans rin eh. It's because apart from the trash talk and the bravado, napaka-crowd-pleasing rin ng fighting style niya na he knocks out people with technique and precision. Or like yung how people are fans ni Max Holloway kasi when you watch Max, it's a sprint, parang it's a marathon of volume punches. Actually, yun yung pareho sila ni Tony. Si Tony parang never runs out of gas in the tank.
Oo. Ibang klase pag ganun yung si Khabib din naman. That's also one of his defining characteristics na at saka main tools niya yun. Weapon niya yung pace niya.
Yung conditioning niya.
Hindi rin napapagod eh. Kaya nga 'di ba? Yun ang pinaghandaan mabuti ni Conor eh. Pero tong si Tony, ewan ko at saka mas it's hard it's sobrang stacked din kasi ng talent sa division nila. Everyone could beat everyone. Pagdating dun sa well, except for Conor siguro. Si Conor kasi striking ang kanya eh. Pero tong si Khabib tsaka si Tony, parang they represent the pinnacle of the fight business eh.
Complete fighter.
Oo.
Ako remember the last time na nag-usap tayo?
Mhm. Ano?
Remember yung nung pinag-usapan natin si Izzy at saka si Robert Whittaker.
Oh.
Yun. Yeah, tas naalala ko lang kasi parang I think my pick was I wanted Israel Adesanya to win, pero feeling ko it's gonna be a hard matchup laban kay Robert. And then parang ang dali lang sa kanya.
Oo nga. Ewan ko. Kasi nung nakita ko yung kanina, minount si Ferguson ni Kevin Lee. Nakita ko, what if si Khabib yung nag-mount sa kanya ng ganun? Kasi kung kaya ni Kevin Lee yun, malamang kaya rin ni Khabib. Diba?
For sure.
So,
plus rin eh, Tony's not getting any younger as well.
Ilang taon na ba si Tony? 30...
Tony's like, mga na rin siya eh, 35, gano'n.
Talaga?
Tony, 30... yeah, alam ko, he's Tony, 1984 siya pinanganak.
84?
So,
uy, mga 36 na yan.
So, 36, gano'n. 36. Yeah, 36 years old na rin siya.
Okay.
I mean, he's no longer, parang he's kind of past his prime.
Well, I wouldn't say past his prime.
Alam mo yung alangan.
Iba na kasi yung panahon. Well, if you're gonna consider
yung alanganin.
If you're gonna consider yung mga injuries na nakuha niya, 'di ba? Pero ilang taon na ba si Khabib? Si Khabib yata 34 na eh.
Si Khabib yun eh, magkaedad yun. Di ba magkaedad yun sila ni Conor? Sila yung magka-age group. Khabib is like 1988, so 32?
32 pa lang?
32 no? 31 years old actually.
31?
32 pa lang siya.
Oo nga.
Yan. Kaya rin yung that's a factor rin. Pero syempre we've already seen rin how other fighters parang still thrive considering their age.
Oo, ibang klase.
I mean nga sino ba ngayon? Sino yung UFC fighter na yung isa sa mga naging unang two-weight division champions na wrestler rin? Yung parang 40 plus siya tapos nanalo pa rin siya ng
Daniel Cormier?
Part siya ng... No. Yung part siya ng Expendables.
Si Couture. Randy Couture.
Randy Couture. Yun nga, si Randy Couture nga Si Randy Couture nga nakapag
champion siya 44.
40s.
44 nag-champion.
Si DC, yun pa, he's another example.
Yeah. Iba na yung mga atleta ngayon eh. At saka itong si freak of nature tong si Tony Ferguson eh. 'Di ba nung nagkaroon siya ng yung latest injury niya prior to the
yung
fourth Khabib fight. Tuhod. Yung ACL niya, as in parang nabalatan ng mga ligaments yung knee niya. As in MCL, ACL, at lahat ng mga tendons doon. nakalas lahat. Tapos, so naturally, they repaired it. Ang sabi ng mga doktor, it should take at least 9 months to heal and recover from that.
Tapos mag-ano pa. Tapos mag-ano pa yan, mag-therapy. Parang therapy. Yung parang physical therapy.
Oo, hindi ka pa magte-training noon. 'Di ba? Si Tony Ferguson, pagkatapos pa lang ng well, for one, 6 months pa lang, lumaban na ulit siya. Nilabanan niya si Anthony Pettis. 'Di ba? You know how dangerous Anthony Pettis is, 'di ba? Tapos etong si Ferguson, ang ginawa niya pa, hindi siya kumuha ng therapist. He took it upon himself. Kumbaga parang winido niya kung paano niya papagalingin ng sarili niya. 'Di ba? Crazy tao tong si freak of nature tong hype na to. 'Di ba?
Feeling ko kaya rin siya nag-focus on Wing Chun, si Tony Ferguson at that time. Kasi parang alam niyang hindi siya as mobile. So parang if he could incorporate certain maneuvers ng Wing Chun sa arsenal niya, yung mga elbows niya, that would have made him more detailed. And actually, nagamit nga niya dun sa napanood ko yun kay Joe Rogan, gulat na gulat siya na parang, di ba Wing Chun yun? Nagamit niya in an actual fight yung Wing Chun. Tapos I follow Tony Ferguson yung mga stories niya. He works with a dummy, yung wooden dummy ng Wing Chun.
Ang tawag ko dun, Kung Fu Kahoy. Kung Fu Kahoy.
Well, tama naman. Yun naman yun.
Diba? So, at saka unorthodox yung mga training routine niya. Diba? Pag biglang makita, magtatatalon siya over boxes, mga ganun. Diba? Tapos
parkour.
Kung hindi mo siya kilala, baka pagtawanan mo siya eh. Baka maisama pa siya dun sa yung mga memes ng mga funny videos ng mga gym fails. Mga parang,
actually nga si Tony Ferguson nga rin I remember one training nakita ko, sumisipa siya ng pipes eh. para lumakas yung sipa niya.
Oo, bakal, 'di ba?
So that yan.
Pero
grabe.
Ito si Tony Ferguson ba? Anong pangalan ni El Cucuy team? Ay, hindi. Anong ni
El Cucuy? Yun yung nickname ni Tony Ferguson, El Cucuy.
Oo nga eh.
Yan, Tony Ferguson.
Ito ba? Ito ba yun? Siya ba talaga to?
Yeah. Yan.
Oo nga, Ito. Tingnan camp shit. Tingnan natin mga pinagpo-post dito.
Champ shit. Snap into it.
Ay, siya? Ay, dalawa lang. Dalawang stories lang. Yung belt niya. Tapos ayan, ang luma na nga nung belt niya eh. 'Di ba? Hindi pa nagpapalit ng belt design. 'Di ba?
Kasi naman never niya tinanggap rin na yung tinanggalan siya ng
Oo.
Tinanggalan siya ng na-strip siya ng title.
Ang unfair din naman talaga kasi, 'di ba? Diba, he was back 6 months later. They could have easily waited that out. Hindi na kailangang strip si Tony noon. Pero wala, they
tapos parang ang feeling mo just because yung bias nila towards Conor McGregor and all that stuff. At saka they wanted to build around Khabib.
Oo nga.
Gulo rin eh.
Dapat hindi nila parang naging upper grabs tuloy yung title doon kay Khabib versus Ayakinta, 'di ba? Ay, hassle 'yun.
Pero yun yung first time ko nakita napigilan ang takedown attempts ni Tony. Ay ni Khabib.
Oo. Ay, akala. pag nakikita mo rin siya, nakita mo yung suot niya nung press con for this for the
Ay,
Khabib fight.
naka-baseball siya.
Oo, may dala siyang baseball, tapos meron siyang naka-golf gloves siya eh. tapos tinanong siya, why do you have a baseball? So just in case they run away. Babatuhin niya, diba?
Tapos parang na-strike 3, you're out.
Grabe. In case they run
away. Tapos never na niya nilet go yung tiramisu story niya, di ba?
Oo nga eh, di ba? Nakakatawa rin. At saka meron siyang epic rant na na sa isang press con din. Nandun siya. Basta nagdetanya lang siya ng nagdetanya. Hindi ko na maalala yung mga pinagsasabi niya, pero nakakatawa eh. Ang galing nung Tapos napipikon siya eh. I think meron siyang mental problems. Pero
yeah, di ba there was a time nga na parang nag-restraining order yung wife niya sa kanya kasi he was going through tough times.
Oo.
Tapos he went to a psychiatrist nga for help.
Oo.
Pero he's not very privy to discussing that one kasi parang alala ko nung parang binigyan lang siya ng parang kinompliment lang siya how he handled doon, nagalit siya.
Oo, nagalit siya.
Doon sa mention ng issue na yun.
Yung klase itong
El Cucuy, Tony. Pero ako, honestly, if you wanted like the complete fighter, Tony for me is that guy. Kasi wrestling, striking, submission, parang for me, if you wanted the complete fighter, yun.
Oo, ako din. Well, siguro, you can ask a little bit more in terms of mental stability. Kasi may pagka-weirdo to eh. Pero kung in terms of skills, eto yun.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's what you need, 'di ba? Kasi
yung the genius behind the yung parang
before kasi I would
behind
say
the madness, parang ganun.
No, before I would say kasi it would be GSP eh. 'Di ba? Kung if you're gonna ask me kung sino yung perfect fighter. Pero since lamang siya sa striking, yung creativity at saka hindi lang 'yun, yung nag-evolve na rin kasi yung game, 'di ba? So parang in this modern era ng UFC or MMA in general, Tony Ferguson is at the highest level. But then we're gonna need to find out pa if he pag nilaban niya na si Khabib. Kaya ayoko muna silang maglaban ni Gaethje eh. Kasi baka matalo siya eh. 'Di ba? Yan may dala-dala siyang
gusto ko eh. Ang ganda na ng outfit niya eh. Although I actually dig the get up with the gloves.
No, eh.
Parang feeling ko nga they look like fighting gloves na nga eh.
Oo nga. Weirdo yung mga tao eh.
Pero alam mong ayaw talaga ni Tony kay Khabib.
Pinipikon niya eh, 'di ba?
Kasi ilang
Oo nga eh.
Kasi rin ilang beses rin hindi natuloy eh. Tapos parang feeling ni Tony yung the other times na hindi natuloy dahil unprofessional behavior from Khabib.
Yan, yung tiramisu, dahil din yun, 'di ba? Kaya hindi natuloy yung isang laban nila dahil dun sa tiramisu eh. 'Di ba? Na parang biglang botched yung weight cut ni Khabib.
Yung weight cut.
No. Kaya niya
pero sinabi naman ng coach niya, yung sabi naman doon ng coach niya, hindi naman may nag-order ng tiramisu pero hindi kumain si Khabib doon kasi nga nag-weight cut siya at that time.
Yeah,
which I think naman is true kasi why would you compromise?
Pero the thing is, nakita dun sa Instagram post yata. Instagram ba yun? No? Whatever, sa social media. So people assume na kinain niya, di ba? Kaya hindi ka umaabot sa weight cut eh.
Oo.
Kain ka ng kain eh.
Optics tayo. Oh, yung optics kasi. And I think iba ata yung nutritionist ata ni Khabib nun eh. Kasi when he went with a different one, parang never na siya nakamiss ng weight cut eh.
Oo nga. Tsaka ang ganda ng katawan niya nung mga sumunod.
Mm.
Pero ngayon,
Pero yun, speaking of sige, ikaw.
Yung tatanungin kita kung anong pick mo, Gaethje versus Ferguson. Ferguson ka pa rin.
Oh God, ang hirap na. Ako, parang gusto ko pa rin Ferguson, pero nakikita ko kasi stylistically kasi parang matchup nightmare si Gaethje eh.
Oo
Kasi
no?
he just moves forward. But then again, parang he has been stopped before by the likes of Eddie Alvarez at saka si Dustin Poirier. Pero yung dalawang yun, but not without yung unscathed yung nangyari sa kanila. Like, di ba si Eddie Alvarez mukha siyang nanggaling sa Rocky Balboa movie after nung laban niya with Gaethje eh.
Yan yung
Tapos
isa yun sa mga paborito kong fights ever. Ang ganda ng laban na yun.
O yung dinan sa flying knee?
No, hindi sa clinch ata eh. Tapos biglang flying knee. Tapos parehas na silang zombie nun. Di ba? Ang ganda ng laban na yun.
Si Dustin parang na-tsempuhan ng precise shots. Pero kahit siya nahirapan kasi nagpa-press forward lang si Gaethje eh.
Oo. Kasi parang ang zombie eh. 'Di ba? Ang ganda ng laban na 'yon, grabe. Pag meron akong gustong pakita kung gaano kaganda yung MMA, isa yun ang papakita ko eh right now.
Kung ako, gusto ko rin ipakita I would have shown yung first laban ni Yoel Romero at saka ni Robert Whittaker. Kasi tuwang-tuwa akong nanalo si Robert Whittaker doon.
Talaga?
Yung una nila. Kasi yun yung tipong natatalo siya sa first 2 rounds. So biglang nag-adjust si Robert Whittaker tapos natalo niya.
Oo nga ang sabi ko doon yung coach ang nagpapanalo eh. Kasi ang ganda nung nakinig siya dun sa coach niya, sa sinabi. Maybe I'm referring to
parang sinabihan.
Henry Cejudo ata yun.
Di tama.
Versus Moraes. Isa pa yun. Isa pa rin.
Yung nag-adjust siya.
Nag-adjust si Moraes, si Cejudo kay doon kay Moraes kasi nagugulpi siya eh. Tapos nung second round, diyan si Triple C, the king of cringe. Tinanggap niya na rin eh, siya yung king of cringe.
Inown na niya eh. Pero yung isa, yung for me yung talagang one of the best, if not the best for me, was yung Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya. Grabe yun.
Ay, oo. Ang ganda
kasi
nun.
Kasi tied, di ba?
Oo. Ang ganda nun.
Yung tied sila by the 4th round. Yeah.
Sa'yo, yung
boom, tapos
ikaw, anong pinaka-satisfying, hindi satisfying, ano bang word? Para sa akin, ang pinaka-satisfying na fight, yung Ronda versus Holly eh. Holly Holm. Parang feel good.
Grabe yun.
Feel good movie para sa akin yun eh. Still my favorite feel good movie.
You were rooting ba for Holly?
Hindi lang, ayoko lang kay Ronda.
You were rooting ba for Holly doon? Talaga.
Hindi ko lang I wasn't rooting for Ronda to lose. Kasi kala ko mananalo rin siya eh. Pero hindi ko lang siya gusto na champion. Kasi parang nakakapikon yung mga hirit niya minsan eh. Actually madalas. Parang she wasn't a good representative of what being a champion is. At least in my standards. Kaya nung nakita ko ang gusto kong champion si Rose Namajunas. Yun ang favorite fight ko favorite fight ever ko siguro. One of my yung tinalo niya si Yan Jacek first time around. Si Ioana.
Then ang tinalo ni Rose. Tama. Si Rose nga pala. Iba yung iniisip ko. Sorry.
My favorite
alam mo yung isa kong feel good.
Ano?
Nung tinalo ni Kamaru Usman si Colby Covington.
Talaga?
Tuwang-tuwa ako doon.
O tsaka kawawa si kawawa yung mukha ni ni Covington nun, no?
Yung jaw niya.
Oo nga eh. At saka yung mukha niya nung pagkabagsak niya. Pero alam mo, minsan nagro-root ako dun sa gusto kong manalo. Although satisfying na matalo sila. Pero gusto kong kasi ngayon hindi na siya natalo na si Covington. Biglang wala ka nang masyadong kakainisan, di ba? Wala na yung character. Ngayon, ang tagal na hindi nagpapakita ni Covington mula nung natalo siya, di ba? Samantalang dati, putya, may Covington, di ba? Parang pampasaya di ba? Parang pampasaya sa eksena kasi may mga character na ganun. Yan, katulad ni Conor McGregor dati. Nung nawala si Conor McGregor for a couple of years, parang may kulang. Kaya ngayon nag-fill in si Covington, 'di ba? Siya may mga copycat si
Pero ayoko kasi si Covington kasi parang syempre hindi ako fan ng Make America Great Again ni Donald Trump So
hindi mo nga alam.
Syempre gets ko naman yung parang gets ko naman yung gusto mong parang through infamy, pero talaga bang yan ang pinili mo talagang persona?
Hindi mo pa nga alam kung totoong kung totoong Trump supporter siya 'di ba? Malay mo hindi pa pala, parang pinapasakay niya lang pala si Trump. Ginagamit niya lang. Pero siguro
kaya nga galit sa kanya sina Jorge
Oo nga. Ang labo nung team na yun, no? Para si Masvidal, si Jorge, saka magkaka-team sila si Usman, 'di ba?
Jorge.
Si Usman doon din, 'di ba?
Hindi si
Tyron Woodley.
Usman sa siya si Tyron Woodley dating nasa ATT, American Top Team. Tapos si
Robbie Lawler
ka-team nila si Dustin Poirier.
Yun, si Dustin Poirier.
Robbie Lawler.
Isa pa yun. Naawa ako kay Dustin Poirier na natalo siya ni Khabib Naiyak siya
Pero he had a chance actually.
Kasi
yung nag-guillotine choke niya.
May submission attempt siya nun Galing. Pero grabe kung natalo niya si Khabib nun. Pero parang hindi, outclassed pa rin siya 'di ba? Except for that one moment na
hindi niya kaya yung wrestling
Tsaka hindi siya makaporma dun sa kahit
tsaka yung
sa striking, it wasn't effective enough. Kaya yun ang tanong kay
kasi nga na off balance siya nung wrestling ni
Kaya yun ang tanong with Ferguson. Is his striking gonna be enough? Kasi yung kay Conor hindi pa rin 'di ba? Na-knockdown nga si Conor nung kay nung naglaban sila ni
si Conor kasi pinagod siya Kasi ang problema ni Conor has always been yung endurance niya. Tsaka kung makikita mo rin, ang sluggish rin ng movement ni Conor at that time. Hindi siya nag-prepare accordingly for that particular fight.
Siguro. Sabi niya nga parang unlike nung ang pinakang best na comeback ni Conor yung laban nila ni Cerrone 'di ba? Kasi yung shoulder strikes. Oo, 'di ba? Siya at saka 2 minutes, parang ganun lang yata. Talo niya na si Cerrone tapos flawless victory. 'Di ba? Kasi yung isang sipa ni Cerrone nasa lag niya pa Well, tumama. Yun ang sinasabi na pero I suppose masakit pa rin yun, 'di ba? Masipa ka ni Cerrone ng kahit ma-block mo, masakit pa rin yun. Pero the point is, walang nag-land na clean kay Conor. Grabe yun, no? Hindi mo si Conor talaga Kaya ngayon gusto ko ring makita how he would fare against Khabib. Pero hindi I don't know.
Ngayon, na-motivated Conor.
Oo. Kasi
yung ganitong Conor.
He sounded very different dun sa after the Mayweather fight. 'Di ba? After ang pinaka before the Mayweather fight, yung Eddie Alvarez yung huling laban niya. Merong Conor aura pa eh, yung Conor na inirespeto mo eh. 'Di ba? Na parang yung mystic
rin feeling ko a part of it is because nabulag rin siya. I mean, kumita rin siya ng $107 million eh.
Oo nga.
From fighting Mayweather in an exhibition match.
Well, hindi naman exhibition, professional naman yung kasi 12 rounds yun eh, 'di ba?
Well, that's bagay, pero ako
well, we can say that din siguro. Na parang kasi it's not yung amateur na first pero if you listen to Chael Sonnen's analysis over that, okay to si Conor may isang argument siya na hindi ako necessarily nag-agree, pero may punto siya na hindi daw naggagas ang typical ang typical criticism kay Conor is he gasses out. He never saw him gas out daw ng walang dahilan kasi sabi niya nung nilabanan niya si Mayweather, napagod siya. Pero ano yung circumstances nun? He was fighting a champion who is considered to be by many na pwedeng candidate siya the best who ever did it and he lasted 10 rounds. 'Di ba? He lasted 10 rounds compared to him who has never done it in a professional setting, not even amateur yata. Or I think may amateur boxing na laban si Conor dati. Tapos, nilabanan niya si Mayweather, the best to do it, and got until 10 rounds. So for him, kasi dapat, isipin mo amateur, let's say, a basketball, high school basketball team, parang ilalaban mo sa sa Bulls 96. Parang
professional team.
'Di ba? Yung team ni Jordan, Bulls 96. So, what do you expect? Kasi dapat ganun yung it is supposed to be somebody kahit pa let's say kasi at the end of the day kahit similar na parehong combat sports ang boxing at saka MMA, it's still a different sport.
Yeah.
So let's say you're gonna put Manny Pacquiao versus LeBron James sa basketball. What would you expect, 'di ba? O kaya
kakainin talaga siya diba? Pacquiao din.
So supposed to be ganun dapat ang mangyayari kay kay Conor kasi ibang sport 'yun eh. So tapos lalaban mo sa best ever.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Ng boxing, and he got until the 10th round.
The 10th round.
For if you're gonna put it that way, ang laking feat nga naman yung ginawa ni Conor. 'Di ba? If
all things considered, yeah.
'Di ba? So kung nag-gas out man siya, warranted yung kumbaga parang okay. 'Di ba? Hindi ka kumbaga parang sige, parang amateur lang ako dito eh. Nakaabot nga ako ng 10th round eh. Yung iba nga. Tapos nakano pa siya yung ibang analyst na nag-score nung fight. Parang they gave at least 3 rounds kay Conor. 3 rounds pinanalo niya.
The first 3 yata yan eh.
Dapat So, all things considered, dapat zero eh. Dapat love set yun eh. 'Di ba? Kasi kung ako lalabanan ko si Serena Williams, malamang love set ako doon. 'Di ba? Zero talaga ako. Si Conor, nanalo pa siya ng 3 rounds against the best to do it ever, supposedly. So, if you're gonna put it that way, ang laki nga naman nung ano.
It makes sense. Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. It's still madaming similarities.
Si Firazabi yata yan yung nagsasabi na puro fast twitch yung fast twitch muscles si Conor, kaya yung explosive muscles pero gas out real quick.
No, kaya madaling mapagod. Tapos nung isang sinabi
pero nakakatakot siya nung kalaban niya si Donald Cerrone. Mukha siyang tanke.
Oo. At saka mukha nga siyang mukha nga siyang chimp eh. Yung 'di ba yung gumagano-gano siya. Tapos ang laki ng palikpik niya.
Pecs niya.
Oo, grabe 'yun. Pero grabe yung ginawa niya kay Donald Cerrone. Nagmukhang banban si Cerrone sa kanya eh. 'Di ba?
Parang warm-up fight eh.
Parang ang parang supposedly dapat gawin na mangyari sa kanya when he fought Mayweather. Dapat gawin ng kalabsan. Dapat gugulpihin lang si Conor McGregor ni Mayweather. Pero hindi ganoon nangyari eh. Conor, hanapin natin.
Yeah.
Pero at the end of the day, iba si iba si Khabib. Pero kasi pag nilabanan mo, doon mo masusukat yung kung gaano kalakas ang mental fortitude ni Conor McGregor. Kung if it is really a factor. 'Di ba? Factor ba talaga yung mental
Tsaka fortitude? Kasi parang ngayon tsaka ngayon mas disiplinado si Conor eh. Like hindi siya umiinom unless kapag wala siyang off.
Oo nga.
I think he really, pero I think he really did clean up his act kasi ang dami talaga niyang kaso eh.
Oo nga. Hindi ko alam. Yun ang sinabi niya rin. And hopefully, totoo nga, 'di ba? Kasi ibang character si Conor McGregor eh. Pag in his nung Mystic Mac form niya, it's really something else. It's a spectacle. Love him or hate him, he's very entertaining.
Iba iba talaga yung I think that yung charisma niya talaga as a fighter. Yung as a character. Kasi iba talaga. Grabe, alam mo na pala. Wow.
Oo nga Pucho nga Anong oras ba tayo nagsimula?
Haba ng
9 o'clock
started around
Are we
we've been talking not including the time na hindi pa tayo live. We've been talking since 9. So 10, 11.
Pucha, 4 hours na?
Force na tayo, man.
Sige, man.
Anyway.
Next time.
And sige. Next time kakanta tayo.
Oo nga pala to. Tugtog na tayo. Kasi naman COVID-19 eh. So,
COVID-19 eh.
Anyway, yun na lang muna.
Grabe yun naman. Next time.
Take care, man.
Antok na boses ko ngayon eh.
Tsaka
but I did have a good time, man.
Same. It's great to talk about the things we've discussed tonight with someone. Kasi
from mabigat to light.
Actually, mahirap makahanap ng mga taong makakasakay sa mga ganong klaseng usapan eh. 'Di ba? Although I do have some people na regular kong kausap ng mga ganon. Pero sometimes hindi mo pwedeng pag-trip mo pag-usapan, 'di ba? O kaya pag-trip nila na trip mo rin, 'di ba? Ganun.
Siguro in my case kaya ako rin is because kind of malaking bagay rin is you read these stuff eh. Kaya it's hard to discuss something na parang if you don't really understand yung mga ibang issues.
Yeah.
So kaya it's kaya kaya parang ganito, we can engage in a discussion like this. So yung mga ganitong bagay. And I don't know, parang I also enjoy talking about these kinds of things. Kasi parang you can only go so far with yung talking about kunwari UFC, parang as much as I love it, parang may limitations rin yun eh.
And it's also
anyway pare,
sige man. Basta I'll see you again. Magbasking ulit tayo doon sa Mandala pag tapos na to. Grabe. Yun ang pinaka ang saya na ng trip namin dati. Pag nandun ka, ang ganda ng aura doon eh. Tapos biglang may COVID-19 hassle talaga.
Yeah. And anyway, actually nga before I go, there's actually one story nga doon na naging fan ako. Yung coffee place, wait lang, I follow them on IG. Yung Dream Wide Awake PH.
Yung YDG.
Yun, tapos tapos parang I really enjoyed yung products. Tapos in fact, message ko nga sila nung quarantine if they plan to like deliver and stuff like that.
Talaga? Dream Coffee? Yung doon?
Yung mga parang yung parang mga yung artisanal na coffee made from yung milk, cashew milk.
Yeah.
Yun.
Okay nga doon.
Tapos bro, I would love to order rin uli cookies from you guys if ever.
Sige man, sige. I'll sasabihin ko dun sa kay Mrs. Siya yung nag-aayos nun eh. Sige. Alright man, that's it.
Sige. Alright.
Maraming salamat. Gab Cabangon of KE.
Yep.
Gawin natin to soon. As soon as possible. Maybe next week.
Yes, definitely.
Lagyan natin
sure, fine.
Magsama tayo ng iba pa.
With the rest of the guys, no?
Pwede natin kulit-kulitin, 'di ba? Maganda kasi
why not?
Gusto ko mga hanggang 3 muna eh. 3 kasi pag masyadong madami, masyadong gugulo yung usapan eh. Anyway,
true.
That's it.
Good night, pare.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Gab. Powerful Comics Man Podcast. Bye-bye. Woo!